huddle feed. So we're going on at 5 seconds. Friday night football greetings from the Palace in Benton, Arkansas. It is time for Benton Fighting Panther playoff football. Tonight we dust off an old rivalry as the number 1 seed Benton Panthers, champions of the 6A East, welcome the Lake Hamilton Wolves, the number 4 seed from the 6A West, in a state quarterfinal matchup. The Panthers were gifted a bye last Friday thanks to securing back-to-back 6A East Conference championships 2 weeks ago with a 55-10 win at Marion. The time off was ideal for the Panthers to heal the bumps and bruises of the long season. The Wolves come in tonight 8-3 overall after last Friday's 41-27 victory over Jonesboro to advance to tonight's game. For both teams, it's do or die time, and for 29 Benton Panthers seniors, they are trying to do something that's never been done in the history of Benton football. With a win tonight, this group of seniors will secure 29 wins as Panthers, making them the winningest class in Benton football history. And more importantly, to the winner is a date in the semifinals next Friday, on Black Friday, against the winner of tonight's Van Buren at Shiloh Christian game. I'm Jim Gardner, joined tonight by Terry Benham, Henry Hicks, Kason Mertens, Rob Pepper, and Dio Vanucci. Panther Football on the Benton Football Network is produced tonight by M&M Productions and presented by Everett Buick GMC. Panther Football broadcasts are also sponsored by Lost Pizza, CTS Industrial Services, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, True Gentleman and True Boutique, Neo Home Loans, Hamilton Family Dentistry, Edward Jones Agent Caitlin King, Westside Wellness, Northside Church of Christ, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, the City of Benton, Truman Ball Real Estate, Solux Aesthetics, Elliott Electrical, Congo Fireplace and Patio, Allied Glass, ACDI, First Security Bank, Pasta J's, Vibrant Occasions Catering, Olive Garden, and Central Arkansas Inflatables. And guys, it's good to be back in the friendly confines after last Friday off. The last time we were together, the Panthers put a whooping on Marion.
They did put a whooping on Marion. That was a that was a wonderful way to end the regular season. And then I didn't know what to do with myself last Friday, Jim. It was kind of weird not having a Panther football game to come call. So we headed to Fayetteville, and I was watching playoff games and trying to figure out who we were going to be playing tonight.
Yeah. So you and Carrie moseyed off to Fayetteville.
We did. We moseyed off to Fayetteville. Did not attend the Razorback game. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Terry, what'd you do with your off week last week?
Man, I did a whole lot of nothing, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. Almost got on a plane and went and chased the Army Black Knights, but unfortunately they were not playing last weekend. So
yeah, but they play tomorrow in a
big game tomorrow.
Yeah,
big game.
Go Army. So let's catch up on the 6A state playoff bracket as we come into tonight's game. It is quarterfinal night across the state. Lake Hamilton is here to face our Panthers. Van Buren pulled the upset at Marion last week, and they go to Shiloh Christian tonight. El Dorado is at Greenwood. The Wildcats, the last team to beat Greenwood at Smith Robinson Stadium in the quarterfinals of 2014.
Different El Dorado squad than 2014, but
yeah, but hey,
little history there.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And Mountain Home is at Little Rock Catholic tonight. The way that we got here, of course, all the home teams this week were on byes last week. Lake Hamilton defeated Jonesboro 41-27. As we mentioned, Van Buren upset Marion 29-26. El Dorado defeated Russellville 38-31, and and Mountain Home scored twice in the last 5 minutes to knock off a game Sheridan team 57-50.
Well, and that was one of the games I was paying attention to because of my brother. And when I turned it on, I think Mountain Home was up 27-7 or something like that. And I thought, oh, well, Mountain Home's going to take care of business. Turned it off and started watching the Lake Hamilton-Jonesboro game, which was a pretty good game up until Lake Hamilton kind of put them away. And then I look at the score later on, and apparently I missed something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Terry, you were watching Lake Hamilton too last week.
Yeah, I was. I really was, and I really kind of wanted to watch that offense and watch how they did with ball control, because coming in, I mean, everybody, it's no big secret on what their strategy is going to be. Even their coach talked about it earlier in the week, and so. They're very good up front, and they block well, and I think we're in for a good game.
Should be a good one tonight. It always is when the Panthers and Wolves meet. This isn't the only game in Saline County tonight. Cabot is at Bryant. That's a rematch of a game Bryant won 56-6 3 weeks ago. So Hornets heavy favorites, and Glen Rose, Jason Kelly's favorite team, hosting the Dumas Bobcats tonight. So the lights illuminated in 3 stadiums tonight in Saline County. We're pulling for all our Saline County friends. We'll take our first commercial break. When we come back, you'll hear Brad Harris's thoughts on tonight's game between Benton and Lake Hamilton on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? And one of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Merchants and Farmers Bank is now open in the newly remodeled Cornerstone Downtown Building, formerly the Benton State Bank Building at 146 West South Street. Merchants and Farmers Bank is a community bank with local ownership and local decision making. Merchants and Farmers provides all the big bank products, but with a small bank friendliness. It's a banking experience you once enjoyed that is back in Benton at Merchants and Farmers Bank. Also conveniently located in Bryant at Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road. Stop by for a visit or give them a call at 501-443-6533.
Welcome back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show. And not only is it Panther football tonight, it's playoff football tonight, Coach. So deer season, duck season opens tomorrow. A lot of guys' favorite season, but having Panther football still going is awesome.
For sure. Before you head to the Duckwoods and Deerwoods, come check a great ball game out tonight. So it's second round of the playoffs. It's a great atmosphere tonight, I guarantee you. It's football weather out, temperatures dropped just a little bit, so should be a really exciting game tonight with us in Lake Hamilton here at the Palace.
Yeah. So football season starts in 100-degree weather, and it ends up tonight. It's going to be in the low 40s. Right. So does that get the guys' juices flowing?
Well, I hope so. I hope it does. This week at practice has been a lot nicer weather, cooler. It's actually a little cool. I think it was Wednesday when the wind was blowing a little bit, temperature dropped down, but it's nice out. You're not having to worry about the dehydration, and all things like that with all the sweat pouring out. But, the guys have done a tremendous job this week of preparing, and I think they're excited to get back on the field after having a week off.
How did you handle that week off? I know kind of banged up a little bit, so this year was one of those years that probably really helped the Panthers.
We did. Typically, we practice on a bye week in the playoffs like this. We would lift and watch film on Monday, and then practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then lift again on Friday. But this week, or this past week, we only practiced 2 days. We practiced Tuesday, Thursday on the field. We lifted on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Wednesday, we took the guys to the Benton Museum, Sports Museum, with Donnie, and he enjoyed that, and all of our players enjoyed that. I wanted to give them a kind of a flashback into Benton Panther football history and sports history and everything. Let them know a little bit about everything that we've got going in our history and tradition and everything like that. And I thought that's good. I think every kid needs to go see that. That's a phenomenal building that we have. But and we did it really to kind of take care of some injuries and everything. And Tuesday we worked on ourselves. We did very little contact as far as tackling and everything. Now we still fit in the box, things like that, but a lot of tap tempo on tackles. Then Thursday we kind of turned our attention to Lake Hamilton, not knowing who we would play, but since we'd already played Jonesboro, started watching them a little bit, simulating some of their stuff on Thursday, kind of got our Monday in that we'd normally get. And then this week, Monday, we was able to turn it loose and go ahead and start practicing against Lake Hamilton. But it was a good week. The guys kind of got recharged their batteries just a little bit. And you could tell it this week at practice. We got after it for 4 days, and they're ready to play.
And they're going to play a familiar foe in Lake Hamilton. Panthers have won 4 of the last 5 in the series, secured a couple of 6A West Conference championships there. Right. Still that old wing T. Now they're throwing it a little more this year, but big bruiser of a fullback in Hayden Barton.
Yeah. Very similar style of what they've always done. They're going to run the football, and everything goes through the fullback. But they've got a good one back there this year. Hayden Barton is a big kid. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He runs the football really well. They're actually trying to get it to him on the perimeter a little bit too. But I think he's got close to 1,400 yards on the year, and he's their guy. And the last couple of years they've had a couple of guys back there, but he's definitely their guy that they want to get the football to in crunch situations. They're trying to throw the football a little bit more. Landon West does a really good job. He's an athletic kid back there, and moves around well in the pocket, throws the football really well. They've got a couple of receivers that are very capable of getting over the top of you if you're not careful. But everything runs through him, and we know that we're going to have to slow that wing T down a lot.
On the other side of the football, defensively, very heavy zone coverage team with 2 really good linebackers in there in Hagan Tyler and Dawson Trott.
Yeah, they're kind of your typical Lake Hamilton team like we talked about. They're a lot of forefront team, but they got 2 backers in there that run the football really well. They always do a great job of run fits, and they're very hard-nosed, very tough. They get after it. A lot of, like you said, a lot of zone coverage stuff. So we're hoping that they're coached real well and they're where they're supposed to be in zone, and we can try to find spots in that zone, with our passing game. We've done it all year. And, we're going to have to rely on Chase Cobb as a sophomore, but he had a heck of a week 2 weeks ago, and we feel very confident in what he's going to do for us tonight. But we got all of our receivers back with Elias coming back, and, we're excited that Elias is healthy, get Maddox. He and Maddox going early tonight.
So give me a couple of keys for a Panther win tonight.
Well, I think number one, defensively, we have to slow that offense down. I know his game plan is going to be, hey, try to keep our offense off the field. So we've got to get some stops. We can't just allow them to have 6, 7, 8 minute drives and just move the chains and be content with that. We've got to find a way to get them off the field. I think that's going to be the big key is they're trying to limit possessions, and we don't need to limit possessions. We need as many as we can get offensively. And then offensively, I think it's protecting Chase. If we can protect him, whether it's in the pass game, run game, whatever it is, and not make him have to go win the football game for us, late in the game or something, I think that's a big win. We need to rely on all the playmakers around him and let them do their job like they've done all year. But we're very confident in what he's going to do tonight.
Yeah, he managed it great at Marion. Just need him to be a game manager again. You mentioned history, and I want to close with a win tonight gives this senior class the most wins over a 3-year span in Benton football history. I know that'd mean a lot, plus it would mean practicing again on Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, definitely. This has been a special senior class class for us. We've followed them all the way from 7th grade, knowing that they were going to be really talented, and they proved that in high school. They've got 28 wins under their belt right now. Tonight will hopefully be number 29 and would break the record from the 2016-17 class. That was a heck of a run they had, but this group has a chance to make a semifinal for 3 straight years, possibly a run to the finals. So it'd be phenomenal if we can get to 29, 30, or 31 wins. That would be a really special year for those guys, and they would set a bar that'd be very hard to break for somebody else. But really excited about having that opportunity for these guys tonight.
Coach, good luck, and want to be back here Thanksgiving morning. So great Benton tradition. Brad Harris and the Benton Panthers going for a quarterfinal win tonight over Lake Hamilton. We'll step aside, and when we come back, Dio and Terry will rejoin me on the Panther pregame show.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
CTS Services is an industrial service company providing vacuum truck services, high-pressure water blasting, and large roll-off dumpsters. CTS, in partnership with Recycle Saline, hosts a hazardous household waste drop-off once per quarter. CTS is always looking to add great members to our team. We offer competitive pay, health and retirement benefits, and great people to work with. CTS is proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Give them a call at 501-778-4535. Welcome back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show as we get ready for the 24th all-time game between the Benton Panthers and Lake Hamilton Wolves. The Wolves lead the series 14-9, but Panthers have had the better of it of late. Benton has won 4 of the past 5 games, including a couple of 6A West Conference championships that were won at Wolf Stadium in 2019 and 2021. And, guys, we remember back, we were here 2 years ago in this very scenario, Benton hosting Lake Hamilton. In a quarterfinal game, Terry, the Panthers won fairly handily 31-0.
Well, they did, and quite candidly, they did it in a scenario that was very similar to this one. The Panther defense was really going to have to shut down a really effective rushing attack, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see tonight. And Dio, you're the defensive guy. I mean, the whole framework of this game may be on that defensive line.
Well, it's going to be all about gap integrity, and that's the the style of offense that Lake Hamilton runs. If you don't have good eye discipline on defense and you allow yourself, because there's a lot of eye candy going on in the backfield, but Coach Harris, I'm sure, has been preaching to his defense all week about gap discipline. You got to play your gap, and you got to take that away. So that's really going to be a big hinge point tonight.
As we rewind to that game 2 years ago, Panthers outgained Lake Hamilton 383 to 178. And the defense did limit Lake Hamilton on that night 2 years ago to just 162 yards rushing on 38 carries, Dio. A duplication of that would be wonderful tonight.
Well, that's ideal, and the worst thing you can do is give this Lake Hamilton team like a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 3, because that's what they're built to do, and they don't have any problem with it. They also don't have a problem going for it on 4th and short. So, we'll get into this later, but if we can repeat the performance from 2 years ago, that will go a long way to solidifying us playing on Black Friday.
A couple of then sophomores, Maddox Davis on offense, and then Walter Hicks and J. Thomas Pepper really showed up big that night on defense. Terry, as we break down the Benton offense versus Lake Hamilton defense matchup, it's a Panther team that is 3rd in the state in scoring at 50.7 points per game. And they are going to face an extremely zone-heavy defense that's typically a 4-2-5. But we read Tommy Gillerin say in the Sentinel Record today that they're probably going to throw a lot of odd man, 3-front at Benton tonight.
Yeah, I think that we will see some 3-front, especially trying to get linebackers into the gaps and form some pressure on Chase Cobb, who's going to be our starter tonight. Chase stepped in a huge way, but learned a very valuable lesson, especially for young quarterbacks, and is you don't have to win the game. You don't even have to win the game in order to have a big game. You just got to get it to the playmakers and let them do their thing, and that's exactly what he did last week for 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 on the ground. And what an incredible sophomore debut as a starter. And I think that he's had another week of practice and reps and all of that, and I think he'll be ready to play tonight. But one other thing I want to mention, Elias Payne is back, and he's had a really good week of practice, and I think that he is going to be a major factor in this game.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. As you look at players to watch when Benton has the football, Terry mentioned Chase Cobb will get the start tonight at quarterback. He's thrown 3 touchdowns, 68% completion percentage, 427 yards. The Davis-Payne combo, the first catch they make tonight will be their 100th combined on the season. And Luther Tucker, if they throw a little three-man front, Dio, Adam, Luther could have a big night running the ball.
Well, and what Gillerin was talking about in that article today was he wants to do a 3-man front, but he wants to spread out. He wants to pull his linebackers up into the outside to try to take away some of that outside. So if they do that, I don't think Luther Tucker has any problem running right up the middle. We've seen that week after week, that he will hit the hole with a burst of speed, and if he can get to the second level, he is extremely tough to bring down.
Tyler Hagan and Dawson Trotter, a couple of really good linebackers for the Lake Hamilton, number 10 and number 35. You'll want to keep an eye on them. Carson Jackson leads them in interceptions. Now, when Lake Hamilton has the football, Dio, they are just 2 yards shy of averaging 300 yards a game rushing on the season. And what's unique about this year's Lake Hamilton team, they average 10 passes a game.
Well, that's one of the things I noticed I remember in years past, I can't remember, it was a regular season, and I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 years ago, but they had thrown for maybe 70 yards all season. They came out, and they did nothing but throw. They threw for 70 yards in the first quarter against us. And so I don't think we're going to see that Lake Hamilton tonight, but I was surprised to see how often they have been throwing the ball this year, which means they've got a little bit more trust in their quarterback and their receivers. So when we get them in 3rd and long, it may make it a little bit more difficult to stop Lake Hamilton if we can't get some help from our defensive secondary, which has come on huge this second half of the season. Marcus King is playing lights out at the cornerback position. Trey Stewart has stepped up huge. You've got Landon Jackson in the defensive backfield. The defensive backfield for the Panthers is the most improved piece of the defense all year long. So should be a good matchup.
Yeah, and Benton will run some 4-front tonight with Nick Wright walking down, and even a 5-front look with Weston Monson's on the field. Now, players to watch, when Lake Hamilton has the football, Walter Hicks is 12 tackles away from 350 in his high school career. That is a remarkable number.
That's got to be close to a Benton record.
Yeah, that's not only a Benton record, but that's like shatters a Benton record.
Yeah, but that's what he's got his eye on personally tonight, is getting to the 12 tackle mark. Isaac Hill, 4 tackles away from 100, but keep your eye on number 44 for Lake Hamilton, Hayden Barton. He's over 1,500 yards rushing, 24 touchdowns. In fact, he has 45% of their carries on the season, 47% of their yards, and 59% of their rushing touchdowns. And if number 44 does not get the ball, he's going to take you to the ball as the lead blocker in every run play but one, and that is their buck sweep. So I know Walter and Hayden Barton are going to have a mano-a-mano matchup.
They better make nice. That's
Yes.
That's going to be a brawl right there. Those two, and those are two big-bodied kids. 6'1", 6. I can't remember how tall Walter is, but he's bigger than what I think we have on the stat sheet. But that's two guys that are over 200 pounds colliding. You're going to see. I wish we had some sound, a microphone on those matchups.
Going to be a fun one. All right, time for our Westside Wellness picks to click tonight. And for the first time tonight, Kason Mertens joins us down on field level, where it is 45 degrees right now. Kason,
freezing. I'm freezing.
Already?
Dio, don't talk bad.
Did you wear your long johns?
I did not. Camille didn't pack them for me tonight.
You only wear what the wife lays out for you?
Yeah.
He matches the tags.
I'm just kidding. All right, but hey, tonight I'm going offensive pick to click. I'm going Elias Payne, like you guys talked about. I think he's going to have just being hurt. I think he's hungry. I saw in warm-ups where they're going to hand him the ball off a couple times. So excited about that. And then on defense, I'm going with my boy Landon Jackson. He's been stepping up this year, and I think tonight, the Wolves are going to have to throw the ball a little bit later on. And so I think Landon Jackson maybe with a couple interceptions tonight. 10 tackles, 2 interceptions, I'm calling it.
Nice call, Case. Landed with 83 tackles, 3 interceptions coming in tonight. So Kason goes Elias Payne and Landon Jackson in his Westside Wellness pick to click. Dio, who you got?
Well, on offense, I went Maddox Davis. I don't know that he'll have as big of a night as he had against Marion, but the thing about Maddox is he is a gamer and he is a competitor, and I just love to watch him play football because anytime he gets the ball in his hands, he thinks he's going to get to the end zone. And then, obviously, I had first pick this week, so I took Walter Hicks off the board. Knowing that we're facing a run-heavy offense, Walter Hicks has got to have a big night tonight for the defense to be successful.
Terry.
Well, I went with Chase Cobb. Man, he showed that he is worthy of a pick, and tonight is another big stage for him. I'm looking for him to step up and have another huge night in the air and on the ground. And then also I went with J. Thomas Pepper, just like Walter Hicks. You got two guys that are two seniors that are going to be tracking number 44, and I think J. Thomas is going to be filling those gaps.
Panther captains tonight for the coin toss at the midfield stripe: Walter Hicks, J. Thomas Pepper, Maddox Davis, and Isaiah Gibson. As for outstanding seniors, as Lake Hamilton won the toss, they'll receive and defend the south goal. Panthers will kick from the north end. And it's time for our keys to victory tonight for a Benton Panther win. Terry, start with the offense.
Well, Chase has got to do the same thing he did last week. He's just got to get the ball to the playmakers, let them do it. And in order to do that, Dio, that offensive line has got to protect him. But I looked in Isaiah Gibson's eyes, and he showed me that he's ready to play. And I think the rest of that offensive line is going to show up and play well.
Well, and on defense, we've got to get the Wolves out of their comfort zone. And their comfort zone, like I said earlier, is they don't mind 3rd and short. They don't mind 4th and short. We've got to force that 4th and long, 3rd and long, and make them do something that they're not as comfortable with, which is throw the ball. So if we can do that, we're going to have a good night on defense.
I believe Jonesboro only had 3 possessions in the first half last week. So possessions are at a premium. And you remember in 2021, when the Panthers went down there and won the 6A West Championship, Brad Harris snuck an onside kick in early because he thought if we can get a 2-score lead and steal a possession, it could be all the difference. As the Panthers come out onto the field tonight, and they are carrying that memorial flag of the number one fan, Freddie Reinhardt. Man, we miss him. And we miss him in the playoffs as Elias carried the Freddie flag tonight, because Freddie would always give a little pregame speech when playoffs rolled around.
Yeah, well, it's I'm so glad that we can look down in the end zone, in the north end zone, and see Freddie's picture. Freddie is always watching every home game, and that's it is sad, though, not having him down here on the sidelines dancing.
Yes.
That's the part I miss the most.
I told Terry I went out to Woodlawn Cemetery this morning after the pep rally and told Freddie how much I was going to miss him tonight, and I know all the Panther fans do as well. But it's an opportunity for a lot of new number one fans to step up. I know Declan is here tonight in the stadium. Taylor is watching us from the 710 Group House. I'm sure Hudson Grant has us tuned in, so Brian Fisher, all of our number one fans this year. Y'all get on your feet, cheer on the Panthers. We got people at deer camps and duck camps everywhere.
Absolutely, and my buddy Wayne Riggs, who says he never misses a broadcast.
Checking in from?
Checking in from Benton.
Checking in from Benton.
Yep.
Benji White and Melissa are down at the cabin tonight.
Yeah.
So they're with us as Garrett Honeycutt kicks it off, and we've got playoff football underway as that one's going to be fielded at the 8-yard line, and the return shy of the 25. On the return was Jackson, their talented wingback / cornerback, Carson Jackson. So Lake Hamilton will have it first down and 10 at the 23-yard line to open this ball game. And we're going to need a big night out of the front tonight, guys. Dominic Roy, Ty Mattia, Jay Alford, and you can see Nick Wright in a walk-up in spot. Is Lake Hamilton going to go with a little double handoff to Jackson Walter with his first tackle of the game for a loss of 1.
Starting off big. Walter tracking him down, catching him from behind, getting him to the ground. Starting him off, Dio, with that long second.
That's where you got to get him. Any tackle for loss against this Lake Hamilton offense is a great start for the defense.
Okay, Thomas Pepper and Hicks, the linebackers, on second down. Landon West, the Lake Hamilton quarterback, backs out, looks to the sideline, checks his wristband. It's the Wolves in that wing tee, one receiver. They're going to go with the pitch out to Hayden Barton, and Barton is going to struggle to the 27-yard line, a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 7 as JTP made the tackle.
They're going to give him right at 5 yards on that, Jim. They put it right in the middle.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dio,
Yeah.
that was a really good play for them because they got some of that yardage back that they missed on first down.
Yeah.
Now here's the Panther defense first big test. The whole game plan, get off the field.
Yeah. Yeah, do not want to give them a 6-minute possession right out of the gate.
So 3rd down and 6 for Lake Hamilton. So they motion Jackson, dropping back, setting up a screen, and it's blown up as they got it to Barton. And JTP blew that one up. Lake Hamilton will have to punt it away.
And that's exactly what you've got to do on defense right there. Good job by Jay Thomas reading the screen and being there to make the tackle. Heck of a job.
Loss of 3, and Lake Hamilton forced to punt on their opening possession, and it's Barton back to punt it away. Maddox Davis, who averages 20 yards per punt return to receive for the Panthers, is Barton going to punt a low-line drive that hits at midfield, takes a good Lake Hamilton roll, and going to be down around the 29-yard line. And that's where Benton will put it in play, and it's an offense that sprints sprints out onto the field, excited to get after it. That'll be led by sophomore quarterback Chase Cobb. Luther Tucker will be the running back. That offensive line, so important tonight. Isaiah Gibson, Daniel Jordan, Garrett Pilkington, Parker Glaze, and Jackson Kendricks. The receivers are Maddox Davis, Bronson Koulis, Elias Payne, and Carson Collett. On first down, Chase Cobb going to flip it to Maddox Davis on an inside pitch, and there goes Maddox at the 40, at the 30. Got a great block from Carson Collett. He's all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, they threw a flag on Collett on that one. That was the strangest play I've ever seen right there. He DDT'd him. Call me slappy.
He hit him straight on, but evidently something else happened after that.
I think they're going to call it a hold is what I think they're going to call.
Yeah, here's a replay, guys. Can you run it through to the end of the play, Jonathan?
You're going to see him come in right here, and he gives him a huge block.
Well, he got over the top of
How in the world is that?
An offensive penalty.
An offensive penalty. He just flipped him. And they called it on us.
Hey, we'll take it at the plus 38, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it stands as a 33-yard gain following the penalty yardage on first down. Handoff to Luther Tucker, and the Panthers are manhandling Lake Hamilton up front. The free safety, David Fallon, makes the tackle at the 25, give Luther 13.
Well, this offensive line is really playing hard right now. They're firing off, and, you know, they've got a little bit of nasty in them, and they're fun to watch.
First down, Cobb takes a snap, little misdirection draw. There goes Luther, a stiff arm up the sideline.
Woo!
And Luther is delivering blows inside the red zone down to the 11.
Hey, this is a man football tonight.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I mean, he took that stiff arm and said, "Sit down, son. I got places to be." That was one of the best stiff arms I've seen all year. But the way that run set up was fantastic. And I mean, Luther just evaded the first two. Look at that.
Pushes
Sit down.
the first one down, and
boy, and the lick he laid at the end of that.
Carson Jackson on the receiving end is a snap back to Maddox. He breaks a shoestring tackle and is going to be bumped out of bounds at the 9-yard line by Hagan Tyler, the leading Wolf tackler, had 136 coming in.
well, I don't know if you caught that, but that's a new little wrinkle there in the offense. Chase Cobb went out to wide receiver, and Maddox took a direct snap.
Second down and 8, Panthers at the Wolf 9-yard line. Panthers scoring 85% of the time in the red zone on the season, 33 of 39. Snap back, give off to Luther. Boy, Bronson Koulis with a great block on the outside, and he's going to be the first one to high-five Luther after a Benton Panther touchdown.
Yeah, we got a Panther down.
Daniel Jordan.
It looks like he injured his shoulder or his arm, one of the two.
They'll get the trainer out there and check on him. Dio, what a great job. What a great opening series for both the offense and the defense, especially on the line of scrimmage.
I mean, you can't do it any better than that. We kind of got lucky. I feel like they could have maybe got us for a false start. I don't know who that was that was in at the H-back right there, but they kind of jumped a little bit when Lake Hamilton did that shift, but no flag, so we will take that.
Absolutely.
Well, and being at the game last week at Lake Hamilton, they stem a lot up front. It gave Jonesboro some fits, and so that discipline to hold your water up there is going to be important. It's Maddox Davis holding in place of the injured Will Carter. Garrett Honeycutt boots it through, and the Panthers draw first blood with 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Benton 7, Lake Hamilton nothing. Your Caitlin King Edward Jones drive summary: 5 plays, 71 yards in 54 seconds. A very Benton-esque opening touchdown drive as we go down to Kaysen. And Kaysen, just exactly the start you wanted tonight.
Money. It don't get better than that. Right there. Just nice drive. Chase Cobb led him well. Just did what he needed to do. Luther Tucker, man, just running so hard. This O-line's fired up. Coach G's down here fired up in the tent right now with these guys. Laying the wood.
A little extra umph when the Wolves come to town, right?
I think they get a little fired up. Me and Coach Gillerin got a pretty good relationship. These Benton coaches, they like hammering the Wolves down pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Is Garrett Honeycutt's kickoff going to be fielded by Jackson at the 12-yard line. He's over the 20 and going to return it into a scrum around the 29. Well, they're going to mark him all the way up to the 32 as Lake Hamilton pushed the pile.
Well, they lifted him literally off of his feet. You could see 14 was not on the ground anymore. He was lifted completely in the air and just carried forward.
Well, evidently you get bonus points for in the air.
There's a lot of head over heels tonight out there, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, Lake Hamilton, I think they came into this thinking the 6A East is weak, but Benton's going to be a little bit of an acquired taste tonight for them.
So they hand it off to Dylan Murphy, the halfback, and Murphy is going to carry to the 36-yard line. Tyson Jordan comes up to make the tackle.
And that's the kind of play that they want, Dio, right there.
Yeah.
They want to open with about a 3 to 4 yard carry, followed by a 3 to 4 yard carry, and try to just march it down the field on us and eat as much clock and keep, more importantly for them, keep that Panther offense off of the field.
Yeah, and they'll pick their spots too. If they see that we start cheating in from the outside, they'll pick up and throw a little slant to that receiver, or they'll take a shot every now and then.
Panthers with a little stem up front as they hand it off to Big Hayden Barton, and he bulls his way near a first down. Isaac Hill with his first tackle of the night. 3 away from 100 for Isaac, as it'll be 3rd down and a long one from the 41.
And this is nothing against Isaac Hill, but we do not want Isaac Hill making a bunch of tackles tonight, because that means they're getting more than 2 or 3 yards.
So they just go directly into the center of the line, and Lake Hamilton appears to have the first down.
Yeah, they were kind of bailed out all in on making sure that they achieved that first down.
Referees are
It's
eyeballing.
going to be close. It looked a little short from up here, but I've got a bad angle.
No, he's going to call it. He wants to measure it.
Bobby Gillerin barking at the officials across the way. Is this the first measurement of the season? Can you remember a measurement all year?
I don't think we've had a single measurement all year. I really can't think of one.
I think we did have one that was on a 4th down, and they measured it, and we held. We were on defense, and we held on a 4th down measurement.
Okay.
But I can't tell you what game it was.
You got a better memory than Dio and I.
Yeah, I really can't. Oh, that's short.
Woo.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Oh, Eagle Benucci up here. So 4th down and inches. Appreciate Wes sending me a picture of Hudson. So we got our number 1 fan. He's camoed up and watching the Panthers on his pad.
There you go. That's how you do it. He's ready for duck season or deer season.
Hornets with a field goal to take a 3-0 lead over Cabot with 7:08 to go in the first quarter. Appreciate Dustin Alanya Robertson keeping me updated on that one. 4th down and inches for Lake Hamilton. Everybody packed in tight. West tried to get Benton to jump offside. Panthers with great discipline. Ryden Monson, the ends. Going to just quarterback sneak it. JTP went over the top. Landon Jackson is saying Benton football. Monson saying Benton football. Referee says first down Lake Hamilton. So they needed just a couple of inches to get it.
That's unless you can get them. Unless you can get a really good push on your defensive line and stop them cold. But they got. I mean, they moved forward a few inches. They got it. They at least moved the length of the football, and that's all they needed.
It looked like he had it to me.
So first down and 10, Lake Hamilton at their own 42. Benton leading 7-0 with 6:30 to go in the first quarter. As they hand it off to Big Barton, he's breaking tackles. Landon Jackson's finally going to get him down at the 50-yard line. He is a hoss with that football, and Panthers going to have to stop Big 44.
He is, man, he fought through about 3 different tackles, too, on that time. You're not going to arm tackle this dude, man. He's rushing for like 140 yards a game, and there's a reason for that.
Well, he's built pretty low to the ground, and he gets the ball and gets downhill so quick. You don't have to hold a block for long to hold up a linebacker on him.
Going to hand it off to Jackson running wide, and he's going to be dropped for a loss by Isaac Hill, and a flag thrown as well. I think
that's a holding.
Isaac fought off a hold.
Oh, yeah.
He was definitely held.
Yeah, no two ways about that. And that's an interesting thing, too. It'll be 10 yards from the spot.
Yeah, you take it and give them second down again, but you give them second and 10. You'd rather have them that than 3rd and 4.
Against the Wolves, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So the penalty is because the flag was behind the line of scrimmage. Now in high school this year, it's 10 yards from the previous spot if the flag is behind the line. So they mark off 10 yards to the 40. It'll be second down and 12.
Yeah, with Lake Hamilton, any penalty is not good for their offense.
West licks to his wristband. And I hand it off to Barton, and boy, that's a good job by the interior of that line. Alford, Mattia,
Walter
Dominic
was in on
Roy,
that one too.
Walter, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Barton kind of has a tell. Right before the ball snapped, he starts leaning the direction he's going. And if at some point the defenders are going to pick up on that and know which way he's headed. But it's an obvious lean.
Well, here's that Landon Jackson pick. Here's one of those plays where they're going to have to get out of their comfort zone.
3rd down and 10. They're going to go buck sweep with Dylan Murphy, and that's going nowhere as Murphy picks up maybe a yard. Dominic Roy, the big 6'3", 245-pound senior DN on the tackle. That's 2 possessions, 2 punts for the Wolves.
You know, most people won't necessarily appreciate this because they don't get their name in the tackle chart, but Landon Jackson and Jay Thomas on that one came upfield and took on the lead blockers to create that cutback lane to force the running back to cut it upfield. They don't get credit for the tackle, but by God, they put in a lot of work to make the tackle happen.
Barton's punt is going to roll just inside the 20 down to the 19, and that's where Benton will have it for their second possession tonight. Hey, the Turkey Trot 5K is tomorrow morning, sponsored by the Saline County Striders. The race begins at 8 a.m. at the corner of Market and Sevier Streets in downtown Benton. You can register online at the Saline County Striders website, or you can register in person tomorrow morning before the race. So that's right down the road, Dio. You going to get up and run in the cold?
No, I'm not. I was talking to Beverly Brister about it. They're going to be running right in front of my office, but I will not be there.
There's Elias Payne running and breaking tackles and finally being subdued by the Wolves at the 23.
Man, that was the longest 5 yards of the season.
I was about to say that was some dance moves right there, to get 5 yards. Would have gotten less had he not danced it up like that.
You know, Dio, I think if you're not duck hunting in the morning, you ought to be running in that 5K.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm sleeping in. How about that?
So 2nd down and 5, Panthers from the 24 as they're going to split 4 to the near side. An empty gun for Cobb, who flips it out and just beyond the outstretched reach of Elias. Be 3rd and 5.
Elias wishes he could do that again. I think he thought that the ball floated a little on him.
Yeah, Chase right now is throwing the ball a little high.
Yeah.
And he almost missed Elias on that last one, and but he'll settle down.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 5, Panthers with a power look here is a little double reverse to Elias Payne. He got a great block from Chase Cobb on the outside, and that's going to be a 1st down with a little dipsy-do, and a flag comes down. Looks like they may tack 15 onto the end of this one.
Yeah, it looked like they hit him out of bounds. I didn't see the defender
Carson
that
Jackson.
happened, but I did see the referees like, oh yeah, he hit him out of bounds.
Yeah, personal foul. Lake Hamilton is actually coming over. Caleb Rouse, their strong safety, going to get hit with the penalty. Elias picked up 24, add 15 onto it. Benton's got it 1st and 10 at the Wolf 37.
Well, that was a big 1st down, too, because the Panthers had kind of run into a little bit of adversity on that first series.
Give it off to Luther. Boy, the Red Sea parts, and Luther's inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. 28 yards for Luther Tucker before Zade Cox and Carson Jackson get him down. And that Panther offensive line is, Terry, they are owning it up front.
Well, they're owning it up front, and they're also owning it downfield. Carson Collett had a great block going on. Had he held it another second, Luther would have scored.
Koulis motions to the left on 1st and goal at the 9. They fake. They flip it out to Elias. He makes a man miss and is going to lose his helmet as he's tackled it at the 2-yard line. Dylan Smith, a sophomore, tried to get him one-on-one. Elias with a nifty move down to the 2.
Well, and big number 5 for Lake Hamilton, Rouse, he was bringing the thunder on that one. He gave Elias a pretty good shot right there.
Bryson Griffiths coming out to take Elias's place.
As Panthers go with a heavy set. Carson Conyers in there at H-back. Give it off to Luther. And Luther battling, struggling, straining down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. And
Conyers just picked him up and pulled him over the top. That was a little WWE wrestling move.
So it'll be 3rd down and goal. Panthers at the 1. Benton leading 7-0 with 1:55 to go in the first quarter. Trying to make it a 2-score lead. Koulis, the attached tight end to the right. Now Cobb's going to split out. Maddox is going to take the snap. Snap to Maddox. He's going to keep it, walk into the end zone. A great fake to Luther, and Maddox scores, and the Panthers go up 13-0.
Well, I think everybody, including the Benton fans, bid on that one. He basically walked into the end zone. Excellent play execution.
Yeah, I like that little package right there because there's a lot of different stuff they can do out of it. And Lake Hamilton hasn't seen it. They just think he's in to run it, but Maddox can throw the ball too. So I bet we see a pass come from Maddox at some point tonight.
Garrett Honeycutt's extra point is good. 1:35 to go in the first quarter. And the Panthers are in front 14-0 as the cannon fires. Your Caitlin King, Edward Jones drive summary. 7 plays, 81 yards, 2 minutes and 6 seconds to give the Panthers a 14-0 lead. And man, Kaysen, we worried about some rust off that bye week. There is no rust on the Panthers thus far.
None. They're rocking and rolling. These guys are rocking and rolling. They're having fun out here. You can tell these guys are just enjoying playing the game, just executing. Justin Ray is doing a great job calling it right there. I love the split out with Chase Cobb and put Maddox because you just have no idea. There's so many options when you do something like that. It kind of throws people off. Defense is playing well. It's a fun sideline right now.
And has it got your blood flowing? You feel a little warmer down there?
I was just thinking my hands are freezing. I wish I'd have got some gloves or something. Dadgummit.
Feeling a little slappy down there, Kaysen?
I feel like I got some icicles coming up my nose.
Kick down to the 5-yard line is return. Dylan Smith is going to be dropped by Nick Wright at the 22. There's a great kick coverage from Nick Wright, Terry.
Yeah, great kick coverage by everyone. You know, Lake Hamilton worked on kickoff returns this week, and they hoped to utilize that in their game to get better field position during the game. But so far, the Panthers are staying at home and doing a good job.
Yeah, Lake Hamilton's possessions have begun at their own 24, their own 32, and now their own 22. As West is going to drop back to throw on first down and throws well over the head of Dylan Murphy. Tyson Jordan in coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10. They're off schedule, Dean.
They are bad off schedule now. I mean, I think Tommy Gillerin is dipping into the maybe the unfamiliar plays at this point to try to get something going, get some momentum back, but that did not work out well.
So 2nd down and 10, and Lake Hamilton breaks the huddle, comes to the line, power to the right. That's the open field. It's West going to drop back to throw again. And he's got a receiver. That's Jackson who makes the catch, and he is carrying O'Marcus King all the way down to the Benton 34. So Lake Hamilton burns Benton with a little play-action pass.
Yeah, and they basically ran almost an identical play. They picked something up in our defense that they liked. We didn't have good coverage set up for that. I mean, O'Marcus is on the far corner, and he was covering that in the middle of the field.
So they go back to the ground on first down. Going to pick up 5 yards down to the 29 with Big Barton, their fullback, carrying the football. It's clock under a minute to go now.
Well, that unguarded receivers it shows you what can happen on offense. You've got these guys really playing back on their heels, and then they get that big play, and all of a sudden you see some body language change on the field for Lake Hamilton did.
Yeah, well, they got a little momentum. I mean, it worked.
2nd down and 5 Wolves at the Benton 29. They hand it off to Murphy. Murphy is going to carry to the 26. Going to leave them with 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, this is what they like to do. They like to just kind of grind it out and get to that 3rd and short, and then that kind of does open up their playbook to where they can throw you a little bit of eye candy and then hit you deep for a score.
As the first quarter is going to expire with the Panthers in front 14-0 after a quarter tonight. A Benton Panther playoff football on the Benton Football Network. CTS Services is an industrial service company providing vacuum truck services, high-pressure water blasting, and large roll-off dumpsters. CTS, in partnership with Recycle Saline, hosts a hazardous household waste drop-off once per quarter. CTS is always looking to add great members to our team. We offer competitive pay, health and retirement benefits, and great people to work with. CTS is proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Give them a call at 501-778-4535.
Needing to sell your house or looking for your dream home, Scott Cobb and his team at Trim and Ball Real Estate will make it happen. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Scott will guide you every step of the way. Scott has been selling real estate in Saline County and beyond since 1996. He prides himself in building a relationship with his clients and caring for them like family. He knows the market, he knows the neighborhoods, and more importantly, he knows what it takes to get you the best deal. Give Scott a call today at 501-351-2622. Truman Ball Real Estate, where you're more than just a transaction.
Welcome back to Benton Panther playoff football tonight. Quarterfinal round as the Panthers lead Lake Hamilton 14-0 as we begin the second quarter, brought to you tonight by Neo Home Loans. 3rd down and 2 Wolves as the Wolves travel toward the south end zone here in the second quarter. Landon West is the Lake Hamilton quarterback. Hit a big 44-yard pass to Carson Jackson to get him in Panther territory. And now Hayden Barton's going to bust loose on an inside trap, and that's going to be a touchdown, Lake Hamilton. 26 yards. Hayden Barton to the end zone, and the Wolves have cut the Panther lead to 14-6.
We've always struggled against that little trap play that they run right there. And you saw it right there. We did not have any coverage in that gap, or if we did, it got blocked.
I'll tell you this, Barton's an impressive-looking football player.
Very.
He's listed at 205, but he looks much bigger than that.
Extra point is up, and it is good by Tristan Morales. And so the Panther lead cut in half now. 14-7, Panthers lead it. And boy, Kaysen, that turned pretty quick right there thanks to a long Lake Hamilton pass.
I'm telling you, that quarterback can throw that thing a little bit. Quarterback can throw it, and just always being ready for Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the quarterback, and it looks like, especially when you do kind of the triple option that they do and you have so many moving parts, is that when you have a fake and everybody's trying to figure out where the ball's at, that quarterback actually has a pretty decent pocket, for at least a nice 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, almost 3 to find his guy and get it downfield. That's kind of the benefit of the pass in that kind of system.
So, Dio, you're our defensive back expert. The eye discipline back there when you're playing a wing tee team, I mean, that's got to be a tremendous challenge.
Well, if you're a cornerback and you're playing on the outside edge, there's really only one play that kind of comes your way, and that's that buck sweep, which is pretty quick to read. You've got to play pass first when you're a cornerback or a safety. You've got to keep your eyes up and looking at the quarterback. So, all it was run. So we'll see how they do coming out.
Alejandro Salazar, a freshman, kicks it off, and O'Marcus King's going to break a tackle inside the 5. Boy, this is all athleticism from O'Marcus. It looked like he was going to be buried inside the 5 and somehow escapes to the 29 where Benton will have it first down.
And I think they're going to get a face mask on Lake Hamilton there at the end of that.
Well, it certainly looked like there was a face mask, but I didn't see a flag.
I saw a flag. It's sitting behind
yeah,
you see it over there?
Yeah,
Yep.
I would feel pretty comfortable that that's going to be a face mask.
Well, considering his helmet was
helmet was thrown downfield.
Dawson.
Yeah, we'll see it right here. Well,
They basically tackled him by his helmet.
Yeah, he tackled him by his head and then ripped his helmet off. Well, hey, we'll take it.
Hornets up 17-0 at the end of the first quarter over Cabot. Dumas up 14-7 on Glen Rose at the end of the first quarter. As that ball batted down at the line of scrimmage, Chase Cobb couldn't get it out to his receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And I think that's what Coach Harris was talking about last week. They want to get the ball out of Chase Cobb's hands a little bit quicker. And that's one of those that, he hasn't had as many reps this year as Drew Davis is, but that's one of those plays that depends on the timing. And it's get the ball, get rid of the ball. And he just held it just that half second too long.
Empty gun, going to flip it to Maddox inside. Nowhere to go, so he bounces outside. Tried to reverse field and spin, and he's down just inside the Lake Hamilton 50-yard line. 49 as Dawson Trott made the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, it was a good cutback that time by Maddox.
Chase going to roll out, gets a block from Luther, throws downfield into double coverage, and somehow Carson Collett came down with it. What a play by Poot at the 35-yard line, giving 14 and a first down.
And I want to tell you something, Chase Cobb, if you watch this, you better buy Carson Collett a steak this week. That was a heck of a catch by Carson.
Well, they were setting up a bigger play later on. That's going to be a double move pass here in a minute.
Throw it out to Elias. He's got blockers. Elias breaks a tackle. Caleb Rouse is finally going to force him out of bounds at the 22-yard line. 13 more yards and a first down.
Yeah, the Panthers just grinding it up right now. That offense has been clicking all night.
So first down at the Wolf 22-yard line. Benton leading 14-7. As Cobb takes a snap, fakes to Tucker. Going to throw for Davis. Touchdown. Chase Cobb to Maddox Davis. That combination was unstoppable at Marion 2 weeks ago. And they hook up on a 22-yard score to give Benton a 2-score lead again at 20-7.
And Dio, what a touch pass by Chase Cobb.
Yeah.
I mean, he dropped that right on the corner, right on the flag.
Well, and he did a good job of putting enough air under it to allow Maddox Davis to adjust to it, but he put it right, like you said, right on the corner. Either Maddox was going to get to it or nobody was.
Honeycutt's extra point is good. It's a 5-play, 56-yard touchdown drive that took a minute and a second, and the Panthers up 21-7 over Lake Hamilton. And Kaysen, I want to bring you back in. Benji White, every time Benton and Lake Hamilton play, memories of you getting knocked out at Lake Hamilton just start flooding the phone.
I wish I had those same memories.
I was about to say, Kaysen doesn't remember that at all. He just remembers chicken nuggets at McDonald's afterwards.
That's it. Oh, actually, it was Wendy's.
Okay,
Wendy's.
yeah.
That was one of the best meals I've ever had, actually.
Got a little Glen Rose score, 14-7 Dumas up on Glen Rose at the end of the first quarter.
Would you text Jason Kelly back and tell him he needs to go down there and pep talk his Beavers?
Well, he says they're losing to Dumas and the officials in typical Jason Kelly style. So Garrett Honeycutt is going to kick off. 10:39 to go in the first half. Stick with us at halftime. Stacy Spivey, a Benton alum and new face of Good Morning Arkansas on KTV, or Daybreak, I believe it's called. Going to be our guest tonight as Jack Johnson makes the tackle on the kick return. Lake Hamilton will have it 1st and 10 at their own 27. Theo, you get up at 4:30 and watch early news?
I get up at 4:30, but I don't watch TV. I'm typically headed to the gym. I guess I could watch it on some of the TVs there at the gym, but.
First down and 10, Lake Hamilton. Benton leading 21-7. It's West changing the play. Bring Cole Weeks, the wing back, to the near side. Flip it back to Barton. He got a head of steam up, and Walter Hicks met him on the edge. Reinforcements come, and they're going to finally blow it dead at the 29. So that's a 2-yard gain, and that's the man-on-man right there.
Yeah.
Hayden Barton's got a running start, and Walter Hicks unafraid to meet him out there.
Well, the defense got up ahead of steam that time too, but I didn't see, was it Isaac Hill that charged and took on the outside blocker? Man, what a great job that was of turning that play back inside.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8 for Lake Hamilton. Flag comes in. They're going to blow it dead. West just tosses it into the turf, and a false start on Lake Hamilton will back the Wolves back 5 yards and make it 2nd and 13.
Well, that's what we want, Dio.
That's exactly what you need, 2nd and long. And it's nice to know they were planning on doing one of those little flood combos, running 3 receivers out and trying to create a little bit of confusion in our defensive backfield. But it looked like our defense that time was ready for it.
Yeah, this is the part of the game now where you're playing a little outnumbered. You kind of expect them to try to go ahead and force it in the air and get the ball downfield, and you've got to take that risk up front.
Handed off to Murphy.
Not going to get much.
Panthers doing a great job on that edge as Murphy's going to pick up 4 yards and leave Lake Hamilton with 3rd and 9.
Now we got an injured player down.
Great job by Dominic Roy. hopefully that's a.
That's Tyson Jordan that's down. It looked like he was grabbing his knee. He was none too happy about it, too. He better watch his knuckles punching that turf. It's not quite as soft as grass.
So they're going to
hey, we did.
Tyson Jordan up. Leo is Weston Monson will check in.
We didn't normally we have kind of a check-in on what's been going on, and we didn't have that, with other Benton athletes, but wanted to shout out Libby Daniel for the Benton dance team. She's a captain, got named All-State last week. So
awesome.
A little shout out to her.
Congratulations to Libby. So Landon Jackson will move to free safety. Now JTP's going to have to go back into the secondary. Weston Monson will move in at linebacker. So a lot of shuffling there with Tyson Jordan coming out. And he's walking under his own power over to the training tent. And now a timeout by Brad Harris. That's a great timeout after that injury.
Yeah,
sure is.
Gather the troops and get them all on the same page. We'll take a 30-second break, Jonathan, as Benton leads at 21-7 with 8:58 to go in the first half.
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road.
Elliott Electrical is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football. For over 35 years, Elliott Electrical has been providing reliable, efficient, high-quality electric service to Saline County and Central Arkansas. From lighting design and planning to street and parking lot installation, Elliott Electrical has all the lighting services to.
So following the injury to Tyson Jordan, who came off the field under his own power.
Well, now he's back.
Now he's back, guys.
Rub some dirt on it.
So Brad Harris took a timeout, make sure the personnel was all in place as Weston Monson getting some action now at linebackers. J. Thomas Pepper moves back to, I believe that's the spur position, and Landon Jackson goes to free safety as West is going to throw. Nobody open, and he is finally going to be sacked by Dominic Roy. First one there leading the charge. Man, Dom is having a great game tonight.
He sure is. He was in on a tackle a couple of tackles ago that was really, really key in shutting down this possession, and did a great job there. And how about that defensive backfield that time, really locking down the receivers?
And that after some personnel rearranging. So 4th down and 13, and Lake Hamilton's had 4 possessions. This is their 3rd punt. And Barton's punt is wobbly and short. It's going to take a minimal Lake Hamilton roll and be downed by the Wolves at the 38. So Benton going to be 62 yards away, and the Panther offense has been unabated to the end zone tonight. And we'll see if they can keep that streak rolling here on their 4th possession.
I feel like Ray's going to dial up one of those one-play scores right here. It just seems like time to do it. Go up 3 scores, kind of the dagger. It's a dagger in the opponent's
heart. He can get the right coverage.
Yeah.
So 1st down, going to quick throw.
Ooh, that was
lucky
dangerous.
that wasn't intercepted in the pick 6 as Carson Jackson jumped the route intended for Coulis. We are very fortunate he didn't hold on to that one.
Boy, he'll see that one in his dreams.
Yeah, well, that one would have been returned for a touchdown because there was nobody who was going to catch him.
He is their best corner with 3 interceptions on the season, and we saw what he can do with the football in his hands. Had the big 44-yard catch on Lake Hamilton's touchdown drive. As 2nd down going to be a give off to Luther Tucker, and Tucker's going to run into Jackson at the 48-yard line. They're going to give him the 49, and now a late flag comes in as Hagan Tyler might have been flagged for a little extracurricular.
Yeah, a little forearm to the face mask at the end there, a little unnecessary roughness.
I just don't think that he likes the style of that backwards run that Luther Tucker does so well. I think it was offensive to him.
Oh, yeah, that was super late.
Yeah, he just came in with a spear at the end of that thing.
Yeah.
Dead ball, personal foul against Lake Hamilton.
So Tucker picked up 11, add 15 to it. That's a
Panther, first down.
26 yards net for the Panthers all the way down to the Wolf 36.
Lake Hamilton's had to have had 70, 80 yards of penalties so far in this first half.
It's a lot.
Panthers playing very disciplined. It's a high snap, pulled down. Tucker gets it. Boy, Luther Tucker is having a night on the ground inside the 10. Caleb Rouse thumps him, but not before Luther has got bitten in the red zone again at the 7, 29 yards.
Man, he's explosive, and when you got really good blocking downfield like the Panthers have had all season long, you really enable a play like that.
Yeah, Rouse is a thumper.
So first and goal, give it off to Luther again, and Luther's going to be tackled by Dawson Trott at the 3. That's a pickup of 4 yards, second down and goal.
That's the first time, that play before, that was the first time I've seen Luther Tucker kind of get blasted a little bit, but I think Rouse felt it too.
Fake to Tucker, throw to Elias, touchdown, and Rouse with a little thump at the end, and Elias is going to get hit with the celebration flag as he's been watching too many NFL celebrations.
Yeah.
But I know for Elias to get in the end zone, Dio's a little bit of frustration being released right there.
Yes, he wanted to, he needed to dance it up a little bit.
Brad Harris just gives him a little tap on the fanny.
Yeah, goodness, man, let's not let 18-year-old people have fun.
Yeah. Well, it is against the rules. So.
Well, they've let celebrations go the NFL style in college.
Yes.
This year, so.
Well, and they've allowed a lot more this year in high school football than we've seen in years past.
Oops.
There's a flag on the play.
Panthers going to commit a false start. That'll back them up 5, and that just means Garrett might not hit it to the second lane of the track. Panthers lead at 27-7 with 7:11 to go in the first half. Perfect snap from Kaysen Wright. Perfect hold, and Garrett Honeycutt pulled it out to the left. Kick fails.
Well, credit that to number 3 for Lake Hamilton getting in so quick, and I think probably got Honeycutt's eyes a little bit sideways there.
5-play, 62-yard touchdown drive in 55 seconds. Benton leads at 27-7. Hornets lead at 31-0 over Cabot. Dio, Kaysen, you having a little conference with the kicker down there?
Look conference. We're just talking about how cold we were. Hey, listen, I had God send something down here. You want to hear about it real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just walking. I just told you guys my hands were cold. I wasn't even around Luke Flowers, and I'm walking. He goes, hey, man, I got 2 hand warmers right here. You want one of these? I said, bro, God knows our desires, and he meets them in the form of people most of the time.
Man.
Yeah, so I feel comforted.
That's good, Kaysen.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's a rookie move to not have your own hand warmers when you're a sideline guy when it's 40 degrees outside. But you know what? I'm glad God took care of you on that one.
Well, I'll tell you this real quick. I would think that somebody that did it before would tell me these things, because I don't know them I wasn't taught by the best.
Is this Kaysen's 3rd year on the sideline?
I think it is.
Still making rookie mistakes.
I feel like a rookie.
Honeycutt's kickoff from the 25 goes out of bounds. So Lake Hamilton going to have really good starting field position. And Tommy Gilleran's doing what I would do too. He's going to back him up 5 yards and make him re-kick. So Benton going to kick off from the 20-yard line now. And this is a bit of a danger zone, Terry, is Lake Hamilton going to have great field position.
Well, they are. They're going to get a short field, and this is one of those reasons that you got to maintain your discipline at all times, because this all started with a little celebration in the end zone that has kind of dug us into this little hole.
Well, Duffy Maddox texted us, Shiloh's up 30-7 after the first quarter against Van Buren. So we'll be welcoming the Saints next week, I imagine.
It's the way it looks. A lot of football still to be played,
yes.
But Shiloh handled Van Buren easily in the regular season and doing it again here in the playoffs. Bryant doing the same to Cabot up the road. So not good for the losing team in some of these rematches across the state as Carson Jackson fields it at the 23 and is going to return it to the 40-yard line where Tyson Jordan upends him. And all in all, pretty good coverage right there, guys.
Hey, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Considering the hole that we were in, if we can start off on the 40, yeah, I'll take that.
Actually going to set it down at the 39, and a lot better outcome than we feared. Lake Hamilton breaks the huddle. Parker Vandy, their leading receiver, splits to the near side. Now Dylan Smith, the sophomore, going to split out to the wide side. So Stewart and King locked in on them. Handed off to Barton, and Barton going to be tackled by Walter Hicks, and Jay Alford as well in on that tackle. Pick up of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, great job up front. Man, that defensive front, those guys are really causing problems. It disrupting the line of scrimmage and then just allows our linebackers to feast.
Second down and 7 for the Wolves at the 42, 6.5 to go in the first half. Going to pitch it out to Barton. We got a couple of good blocks, and then Landon Jackson fought off his block and made the tackle. What a play by Landon.
Helped to make him cut inside, and then got off the block, wrapped him up at the legs, and took him down. That was an excellent play by Landon.
Great job by the Panther defense. They've got them behind schedule here on a critical 3rd down. Panthers get the ball back and have another quick strike. Then we'll be within striking distance.
Yeah. And we get the ball coming out of the second half.
That is correct. 3rd down and 5 for the Wolves. So reverse coming. Flip it to Dylan Smith, and the Panther defense kind of lost track of him. Dylan going to be thumped down by JTP at the Benton 39-yard line, but you could see that coming, and Lake Hamilton set it up well.
Yeah, they really did.
No, go ahead, Terry.
They really did. Well, the defense sold out on the right side, and there was just no back protection whatsoever. And what was there was tied up on blocks, and just great execution play by Lake Hamilton.
Well, whoever our BCR player, and that stands for bootlegs, counters, and reverses, was either getting blocked or over pursued.
It was Nick Wright, and he was getting blocked. He was the one guy out there, and they had a good block on him as Dylan Murphy is going to carry for Lake Hamilton down to the 32-yard line. Gain of, they're going to give him the 31 and a gain of 8, so it's 2nd and 2.
You know, the Panthers really could use a turnover right here. A good strip turnover.
Terry's putting in the call. With 4:45 to go in the first half, Panthers lead at 27-7. Vandy splits to the near side, tied in and wing back to the left side. Jackson fakes like he's motioning across, now going to set. The offense checks their wristband. And they go to the inside trap. Boy, Benton played it well that time, Dio. That was the play that went for a touchdown, and they buried Barton at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, they did a fantastic job of following that pull, and it just shut that play completely down. And that's credit to the defensive line and Walter Hicks right there. That was a combination. That was it wasn't Dominic. That was Jay Alford. It was Jay Alford and Walter Hicks and Nick Wright. I think all 3 of them combined for that one.
So 3rd down and 2. for the Wolves, and the Wolves move, and that'll back them up 5 and make it 3rd and 7. That's a bad off-schedule play for the Wolves.
Boy, it sure is, and that was a bad jump. And the Panthers shifted, and when they shifted, it caused a little stutter there at the line of scrimmage, and that was a critical penalty on Lake Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They went from 3rd and 2 to now 3rd and, well, I guess that's 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Lake Hamilton has fumbled the ball 13 times this season, lost 9 of those.
Is West going to throw? Throws underneath for Barton, and he sails it over his head, incomplete. So it'll be 4th down and 7. And Tommy Gillerin, trailing by 20, is probably going to leave his offense on the field with the ball at the Benton 36.
Yeah, and that's Walter Hicks had a tough assignment right there to, come from the linebacker position and have to cover Barton coming out of the backfield like that. But Walter Hicks was up for the challenge.
Well, as has been key all season, overthrown pass, but overthrown because of the pressure on the quarterback. He had to throw it on the run and just sailed it.
So big 4th down here, 4th down and 7, Lake Hamilton. At the Benton 36, Panthers lead 27-7 with 3:20 to go in the first half. As timeout taken, and we'll take a break with them. 30-second break, Jonathan, as Benton leads at 27-7 on the Benton Football Network.
Elliott Electrical is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football. For over 35 years, Elliott Electrical has been providing reliable, efficient, high-quality electric service to Saline County and Central Arkansas. From lighting design and planning to street and parking lot installation, Elliott Electrical has all the lighting services to keep your home and businesses illuminated. For a free estimate for all your electrical needs, contact Elliott Electrical today at 501-315-7539.
So big play, guys. 4th down and 7. Tommy Gillerin took the timeout. 3:20 to go in the first half. Panthers lead at 27-7, Dio. You look for him to put it in the air right here, keep it on the ground with big Hayden Barton.
Well, with 4th and 7, I feel like I think they're going to do another one of those flood concepts where they bring multiple receivers, flood one side of the field, and just try to pick one of the open men. Hope that we miss a coverage there. That's what I would expect them to do.
Terry, you think Brad Harris was talking about eye discipline in the secondary?
Absolutely, and telling those linebackers be ready for the screen.
That's another good play call right there. Take advantage of our aggressiveness coming upfield. Jay Thomas says, I've got something to say about a screen play.
He sure has already tonight. So 4th down and 7. Typical wing T formation. West drops back, looking, and sacked. He is dropped on 4th down as Ty Mattia, with his 4th sack of the season, turns it back over to the Benton offense, and look at the PDC celebrate.
Man, what a great pressure from that defensive line, Dio.
Well, and it was all set up by the secondary, having all 4 receivers out in just completely covered. There was nobody open, and West couldn't do anything but try to find an open spot. And Mattia said, well, this side's not open.
Yeah. I think he would have been better off flowing to the right.
He would have been better off just taking off straight up field, but too late now.
So 1st down Panthers following the sack. There goes Luther Tucker right up the center of the field. Caleb Rouse delivers a blow at the end of the play, but, hey, Luther will take those licks 11 yards downfield all night.
Say, listen, man, Luther Tucker's a tough football player, and he's getting thumped by a big old number 5 and just getting up every time and saying, by the way, that's a 1st down.
What was the old watch that was the take a lick and keep on?
Timex.
Timex. He's a bit Luther Timex. That's what I'm going to start calling him. Take a lick and keep on ticking.
Oh, Timex Tucker, huh?
There you go.
Cobb going to roll out to the right, looking downfield, firing for Poot, who makes a catch in stride. Give him 6. Touchdown. Cobb to call it, and the Panthers go up 33-7.
Well, Cobb was paying Collett back for that great catch downfield earlier.
Yeah.
Gave him a little end zone candy.
Well, Cobb actually, that's one of his best throws of the night, and it was on the run. You can tell that's something he's comfortable throwing on the run, which is good because he hit Poot right in stride.
Garrett Honeycutt's got a missed PAT to make up for right here. Cason Wright with the snap. Lake Hamilton was offsides. That kick, well, they blow the thing dead. I think Brad Harris is saying, look, I want to decline this thing because he nailed it right through, and that's exactly what happened. So
can they do that? If he blew it dead, the play's dead.
Well, he didn't say dead ball.
They're going to make him redo it. He's just going to leave it there.
Yeah, I think he was declining a 1.5-yard penalty. So we'll just do a good old-fashioned backyard do-over right here. Perfect hold and snap, and
that's the second layer of the track.
Yeah, second lane. Attaboy, Garrett. So how about a Caitlin King Edward Jones scoring summary of 2 plays, 59 yards, and 34 seconds, and Cason? Coolest talking shop down there?
I was just telling Dr. Dixon, I said, one guy that I would love to play with back in the day, Bronson Coolis.
Yeah.
No doubt. It's the goofiest goober out here. I love it. I love it. Hey, but I was just thinking, just offensively, man, our O-line is just so studly. And Chase is just doing what he needs to do. He's getting some time. He's not trying to do too much. He's just running the offense just how Justin wants it ran, and this offensive line is doing just a phenomenal job.
Yeah, the Benton offensive line has ownage tonight.
Yes.
Whether it's pass protection, whether it's the run game. I mean, Isaiah and Daniel and Madison Hurd, Garrett Pilkington, Parker Glaze and Jackson Kendricks just owning the Lake Hamilton D-line up front is kickoff.
Nick Wright, what a job. I mean, just dodged the blocker and made the tackle. That was a fantastic job by our Eagle Scout black belt.
Yes.
And not only that, he didn't over pursue.
Yeah.
He just stayed in his lane and was patient, let the play come to him.
That was a black belt move he did on the blocker.
Here's some playoff updates. Mountain Homes up over Little Rock Catholic 21-7 first quarter. Greenwood up 34-0 over El Dorado second quarter, and Shiloh Christian 30-7 second quarter over Van Buren.
So we go back to the ground with Barton and
no sirree. Nick Wright in on another big tackle. That was a great job. Nick Wright's he's kind of all over the place tonight on defense.
Yeah, and Tom Mattia really plugged the hole to allow Nick to make the tackle for no gain.
Well, and Nick coming from that kind of outside, defensive end spot right there and just kept sliding down towards the middle of the field, ran right into Barton.
Second down, double handoff.
Oh, great job, Isaac Hill.
Yes, sir. Read it like a book, didn't they, Terry?
Sure did. Ty Mattia in there, too.
Carson Jackson was tackled by Isaac Hill.
That puts them off schedule again, 3rd and 7. That's where you want to get them. Panther defense, other than that one play, has really stood their ground well tonight.
Yes, they have, especially up front.
And
the offense, 5 for 5 possessions, touchdowns.
I'm impressed we've had 5 possessions in the first half. I mean, there's been games where you felt like you had 5 possessions all game against Lake Hamilton with this style of play.
Brad Harris takes a timeout with Lake Hamilton facing 3rd down and 7, trying to get the ball back and get it to 35 points at halftime.
I mean, that would be ideal.
You might drive to Duck Camp tonight, huh? Get out of here early?
Stranger things have happened.
Have the boys from Biomeda checked in?
They haven't checked in.
No, that couch in the lodge is way too comfy. They've probably already dozed off, if I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to tell you this right now. John Penn is sound asleep.
I can assure you, you sink down into that couch and watch a half of football, and you're liable to be out.
Wake up after sunrise the
Yeah.
next day, huh? So 3rd down and 7 Wolves after the timeout. They give it to Barton, and Walter Hicks is waiting on him, and Brad Harris immediately calls timeout. I like it when Brad gets greedy in the first half.
Well, it's playoff football.
Yeah.
No, you don't pull punches in playoff football.
Well, and also anytime you've got a chance to make the fast clock work in the first half, you definitely want to take that, be aggressive towards that. That could be a big deal for the Panthers because the Panthers been kind of dinged up. We've had several injuries, and be nice to have a game where we didn't have to play super solid for 4 quarters.
Always worry about that rust on the bye week, and man, they just show no signs of it today.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, both sides of the football, just very crisp, very efficient.
Well, I wasn't around the defenders, but I was around the offensive linemen pre-game, and man, they had that look in their eye, like they were ready to play.
So Lake Hamilton going to go for it on 4th down from their own end. Was West throws, and the ball is short to Van D as he was covered up by 3 Panthers. Isaac Hill on coverage. Maddox Davis had come up from his punt return position. Tommy Gillerin rolls the dice, and the Panthers will have it 1st down at the Wolf 21.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of dice he was rolling, but they were broken. That was not good dice to roll.
That came out snake eyes.
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that from your own? I know you're down.
I mean, you're trying to keep from getting mercy ruled in the first half, and you give him the ball on the 21.
Not that this offense needs it with 1:45.
Yeah, that's an eternity with all the less than a minute scoring drives up. That was the old double pass coming with Maddox Davis. And ball just slipped out of Chase's cold hands. He's able to hop on it at the 20, so no gain on a.
Well, I guarantee you, Kaysen can tell you when it's cold out, that ball gets a little slick. I know the coaches were in there today putting some wax on them and brushing them, trying to get them.
Look at that.
Luther
just
says,
road grading.
Luther says, I know what to do with this situation.
Luther Tucker was tackled by Fabian Garcia.
Just run for 12 yards and make it 1st down and goal. Panthers at the 8-yard line. Boy, the offensive line has just manhandled up front tonight as Chase is going to throw for Khaled, incomplete. 1:05 to go in the first half. Panthers lead at 34-7 and looking to add to the lead. Score in a 2-point conversion means a 24-minute second half.
Got a note from Jeff Thomas. Said he's kind of laid up, but he's watching the Panthers, and he still thinks he's got a few plays left in him.
Oh, wow. High snap, going to reverse it to Carson Collett. Koulis going to get hit with a hold on the edge. It's a touchdown, Carson Collett, but it's
coming back.
It's coming back. Hey, Kaysen, you talked about Koulis being the, what'd you call him?
Goofy goober.
Goofiest what?
Goofy goober.
Dio knows the lingo.
Okay.
Goofy goober. It's from SpongeBob.
So at the very first Panther Live this year, the very first question was, who is the Panther most likely to go to a Taylor Swift concert by themselves? The universal answer was Koulis.
Yeah, I can see that.
Very much in character for him.
He's kind of Travis Kelce like, you know? Okay.
So the hold's going to back it up to the 18, 2nd down and goal. Clock running with 46 seconds to go as Maddox going to motion to the near side. Now Koulis to the near side, an empty gun for Chase, going to throw it to Elias. He's got a block from Maddox, a block from Koulis, makes a man miss, score! Nice blocking and a nifty start and stop to the end zone, Dio, with 32 seconds.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, get credit Elias for for getting into the end zone on that. That was one nifty move. That was a little jump cut back to the inside, and the defense just kept flowing, and he walked into the end zone almost.
Boy, he certainly looks back healthy now, doesn't he, Dio?
He does.
Saline County update. Dumas up 14-13 over Glen Rose at half.
I wonder if the officials are evening things out to Jason Kelly's liking. Panthers tried to go throw back to the Y. Chase Cobb's going to run it. Boy, he was decapitated short of the goal line. I hope Chase is okay.
Boy, that was a big hit.
He did take a shot.
Is that Rouse?
I was about to say,
big hitter.
He is a thumper.
Hey, let me tell you, you D1 schools, you better be looking at this guy. He's a ball player.
Which one?
Rouse.
Yeah, number 5.
Oh, yeah. He runs well. He's got good size, and, man, he'll flat come up and lick you.
So the Panther try for 2 is to no avail. That leaves the lead at 33 points, 40-7. But I would say mission accomplished in this first half.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the ball coming out of the second half, so,
That's right.
you know. And Lake Hamilton is not built to come back from a –
yeah.
They're not built to come back from a 2-score deficit, much less a 4 or 5.
So Garrett Honeycutt has it teed up. Want to remind you, our special guest tonight on the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show, Benton alum and KATV Daybreak host Stacy Spivey will visit with us as Garrett Honeycutt's kickoff fielded by Carson Jackson at the 6. And Carson breaks a tackle, but not away from Ty Mattia's little brother Bryson. Going to make the tackle at the 27-yard line with 25 seconds to go. And I would think Tommy Gillerin would want to just take a knee and get to a warm spot here.
I'm nervous for you. You've got to interview a professional interviewer at halftime. I mean, I'm kind of nervous for you, Jim. I mean, you're a pretty good interviewer, but
I have fretted over that all day. Just going to hand it off to Murphy. He's got some running room.
That's their best offensive play of the night.
He'll be tackled from behind. Who was that? Is that Landon?
Yeah.
Jackson.
Come on, Tyson Jordan. Get your knee all right. There you go. Walk it off.
Now Gillerin's going to take a timeout. Got it in the Benton side of the 50. Says, well, we might as well give it a shot here with 16 seconds to go.
Got nothing to lose. And Coach Harris is
walking out with his arms up with the what are we doing here, guys?
You played a brilliant first half, and then you just take a play off, and now all of a sudden we're trying to keep them out of the end zone.
Jason, what's your halftime plans?
You're reading my mind. That's what I was just thinking about. All right, question. Is there coffee up there, or do I need to go down here to get some coffee?
There is coffee up here, my friend.
Yeah, there's a Keurig next door to us in the admin box.
I'm going to see you guys here in a second then.
Okay. So first down and 10 Wolves at the Panther 45-yard line, 16 seconds to go. Benton leading 40-7, and Carson Jackson thought he was playing in the CFL there.
I was wondering what was happening there.
Bad head start.
I was wondering if thought he was supposed to go in motion the other way. I felt like he wasn't sure where he was on the field. He just took right off.
You know, maybe if you line up 15 yards behind the ball, you can get away with it like they do in the CFL.
Yeah.
But when you're on the line of scrimmage, it's hard to hide. So first and 15, West drops back. He's being pressured by Nick Wright. Now Walter Hicks is going to get credited with the sack back at the 40-yard line.
That's going to do it.
Yeah, Gillerin says, let's just throw in the towel on this first half and go to the locker room. Brad Harris with both arms up. It's a jubilant maroon machine that heads to the north end zone complex as Benton leads it at halftime 40-7 over Lake Hamilton. All Panthers in the first half. We're going to step aside, take a break, and when we come back, KATV's Stacy Spivey will be our guest on the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show.
So as a kid growing up in Benton, I dreamed of being a football player for the Panthers. And once I got into high school, I got to live out that dream. And the support every Friday night from the community here in this place is really, really special. Now that I'm a mortgage lender, it is my turn to support you. If you are looking to buy a home or refinance a loan, come see us at Neo Home Loans in downtown Benton.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
True Gentleman and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers!
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
air on the TV screens in the lobby. And I had recorded them one day, and a teacher named Mr. Jennings, I didn't even have him as a teacher. He came up to me and he said, please tell me that you're going to, pursue a career in this. And I was like, well, I mean, like, it has interested me, but I was really shy at the time. So I was like, I really don't know. And he's like, you are a natural in front of the camera. You should pursue this. So, but I feel like Benton really prepared me. Honestly, my classes at Benton were more difficult than my classes in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think academically, yes, 1,000% was a great school to go to. And then obviously having some media classes was a good experience as well.
Yeah. So you were with KTV and then sort of disappeared to the east for a while up in Virginia, I think, North Carolina, for a while where you actually anchored, correct?
Yes. So when I was getting to the end of my contract at Channel 7, I was a reporter. And at the time, nobody was going anywhere. And I went to the news director, and he knew I wanted to be an anchor. But I was also the youngest reporter. So there just really wasn't any room for me to grow at that time. And so I just kind of took a leap of faith. I didn't know a single person up in Roanoke, and I literally met my husband, Jake, 1 month to the day of being there. And now he's a huge Benton Panther fan.
Awesome.
So he loves to come to the games. And so I was there as an evening anchor for 2 years, and then we moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I did mornings there for 3 years.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Well, the very end, when I came back from maternity leave, because I had my daughter Baylor, I was on the 4 p.m. show, but most of the time there was on mornings.
Right. So you moved back to Arkansas.
Yes.
And didn't go right back into broadcasting.
No, I needed a break. I think having a toddler, and it was coming right out of COVID, I honestly was just burnout, and I just needed that break mentally and emotionally. And it was about 6-7 months ago I started feeling the itch to get back in. And it's funny because I said I would never. I was like, no, I would never get back in, but God had a different plan, and it just happened to work out, and I'm really happy where I'm at now.
Awesome. So tell me what the life of a morning anchor is like, because I can imagine y'all go on air at 4:30. Correct?
We do.
So what is that? What is a typical day for Stacy look like being a 4:30 a.m. anchor?
Okay, so my alarm goes off at 1:30. Yes. I have to be out of bed by 2, but I usually wake up pretty quick. And once I'm up, I'm fine. And honestly, in the mornings, it's nice. Well, it's the middle of the night for everybody else, but it's so quiet. And any mom that is watching will understand, like, it is the only time that I have by myself all day. So I get ready, and then I go into the station. I try to get there by 3:30. Obviously, I have to drive 30 minutes to get there. Then I anchor from 4:30 to 7. And every other week I do the midday show, which is 11:30 to 12. So some weeks I'm done by like 8 o'clock. I'll stick around until about 10. And then other weeks I'm done at noon. As soon as I get home, I go straight to a nap. So today I got done pretty early. I went on a shoot and I came home and I slept literally from 10 a.m. to about 3 p.m.
Wow.
But a typical day, I would try to take like a 2-3 hour nap, go pick up my daughter from school, come back home, do all the nighttime routine, and go to bed when she does.
Oh, my.
So it's kind of a split sleep.
So you may go to bed at 9 o'clock and then you're up at 1:30?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I know. It will hit me eventually. I think I'm still running on adrenaline and lots of caffeine, obviously.
Yeah, but let me ask you, in that broadcasting career, you got the option of doing what you're doing now or being that beat reporter who is out at 5 and 6 and 10, and you're just kind of having to kill time out on a location. Do you have one you prefer?
Oh, yeah. Anchoring. Yes.
The morning?
Yes. The morning also is a little more lighthearted. I can really be myself, like show my personality. We can have fun conversations. With the evening and being a reporter, I mean, it's a challenge. It's a challenge every single day. And I mean, I think that it made me into the anchor that I am now. It gave me the experience and knowledge that I needed, but it's tough. I really respect reporters out there.
For sure.
Yes.
And the time they put in. You'll sometimes see a van or a car parked at the courthouse, and they're just sitting there waiting on the 10 o'clock news to roll around. And I think, man, what a What a challenge.
Well, and a lot of times these days they have multimedia reporters, so they are picking up a camera, going and shooting their own story. They're coming back, they're writing it, then they're editing it, and then they're going live. And in some stations, they have to run their own live shots. So it's tough. And in my last station, I was going and shooting my stories and editing them and writing them and then anchoring as well. So, yeah, it can be a very tough career field.
So what's the most rewarding part of being a broadcaster?
Well, that's actually, it's part of the reason why I got back in is I leave work every day and I have a sense of fulfillment. I pray every morning on my way to work that I can uplift someone in some way, whether it make them smile or, just start their morning off on a better note, or maybe it's just giving them the information they need. But definitely when I get to put together stories that get to make an impact on the community or whatever it may be, that's like my sense of pride. I love writing, and I think that's where my passion for journalism came originally.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So any writing projects in your future maybe, or kind of stick with the broadcasting side?
Well, being an anchor, I get to work on some stories that I want to do. And so I have some that I'm currently working on now. And some are fun. Like I went to the Christmas tree farm today, and that's obviously fun, but working on a bigger piece about immigration and actually working on something about Saline County. It's been a wet county for 10 years now. And that was one story I did as a reporter is when it, became a wet county back in, 2014. So looking at the growth that Saline County has had in the past 10 years, which has been a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very significant. A lot of times the news can be depressing.
Yeah,
how do you handle that as a news anchor when maybe a lot of what you're having to share is not uplifting?
I hate to say it, but you kind of become numb to it somewhat. But you have to separate, work from other parts of your life. And really, it didn't bother me until I had my daughter. And I'll never forget the day that the Uvalde school shooting happened. It was the first school shooting that happened since I'd had her. And I sat at my desk and I just boo-hooed. I'd never really let news or a story affect me before until that day, because it became more personal. And it's not just about me now, it's about her and, something that is very real. And so things do affect me more than they used to, but I try not to bring it home with me.
Yeah. And I know you are not bashful about your faith.
No, not at all.
Which I tremendously appreciate.
Thank you.
And that's got to be a great anchor for you as an anchor, having to deal with some of life's difficult stories. So being back in Benton, are you happy as can be?
I am. It's so funny. Literally, I said, I'll never move back to Benton. And when we were looking where to go, my husband's the one that said, no, let's move to Benton. And I was like, well, it'd just be easier to be in Little Rock, And he was like, no, your family's in Benton. He loves it. This is the smallest town he's ever lived in. And he is just like, he wants to come to the games every Friday night. He loves Third Thursdays. He just loves the small town life. And honestly, it really has been the best thing. My parents are 10 minutes away from us. My brother and sister-in-law about 15 minutes. And
it's awesome.
It's fun to come to the games, and it's home. Yeah. So I really am enjoying it. And there's so much more now than when I was growing up. The fact that I went to Olive Garden for dinner tonight and it was just right up the road, we didn't have anything like that.
I know, it's awesome, isn't it?
It is.
Well, it's always fun to see you sitting down there with Mom and Dad and cheering the Panthers on just like you did back when you were in high school.
I know.
So.
It's like full circle because Baylor, my daughter, she's looking at us right now. She often will wear her little Benton Panther cheerleader uniform to the game when it's not this cold, and that's exactly what I did at her age.
It's fun. That's fun. And I can always see your mom and dad beaming down there as well. So.
Oh, yeah. Rick Spivey.
Yeah.
The biggest Panther fan ever.
Yes. Yeah. I tell you, if you go to a Panther game or you go to an ASU football game, you're going to see
there.
Rick. Absolutely.
Yep, that is totally right.
Hey, Stacy, the pride of Benton, you wear it well.
Thank you.
So we're proud of you and glad to have you on tonight.
Well, thank you so much.
Final question. Have you ever thought about being the sideline reporter for Benton football?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't want to take that away from Kaysen. He does such a great job. I actually did a little bit of sideline reporting in Tyler, Texas. It was fun.
Ya?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like everybody in the booth was wanting you to replace Kaysen. So.
Well, I can report on the cheerleaders, and they're doing a great job.
Okay.
How about that?
Very good. Stacy Spivey, our guest tonight on the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show. We'll take a couple of minute break and come back with the halftime stats as Benton leads Lake Hamilton 40-7.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Merchants and Farmers Bank is now open in the newly remodeled Cornerstone downtown building, formerly the Benton State Bank building at 146 West South Street. Merchants and Farmers Bank is a community bank with local ownership and local decision making. Merchants and Farmers provides all the big bank products, but with a small bank friendliness. It's a banking experience you once enjoyed that is back in Benton at Merchants and Farmers Bank. Also conveniently located in Bryant at Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road. Stop by for a visit or give them a call at 501-443-6533.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
All right, Panthers are coming back out on the field. Kaysen's still up here in the box getting warmed up, so hopefully he can get down for an interview with Brad Harris. Coach should be awful happy, Terry, with a half that was dominated by the Panthers. And as Jonathan punches up the halftime stats for us, it is lopsided in Benton's favor.
Absolutely lopsided. 350 yards total offense. And how about Chase Cobb, 11 of 15 for 215 yards and touchdowns, Jim, to 3 different receivers, spreading that ball around, letting the playmakers do the plays.
Panthers a perfect 3 of 3 on third down conversions. D.O. Lake Hamilton just 2 of 8, so the defense holding up their end of the bargain too.
Well, and that was my key to victory, is putting them in bad spots on third down, and they have done exactly that all night. Every almost every possession, Lake Hamilton has been in a bad position on third down, and we've seen when they weren't, they were able to get those first downs. So hats off to that defense for only allowing 151 total yards. This is a Lake Hamilton team that, has averaged almost 300 yards a game on the ground, and on 26 carries, we've held them to 110 yards, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Luther Tucker, 10 carries, 131 yards in that first half. Credit Luther, but how about that offensive line?
Man, that offensive line is absolutely owning the line of scrimmage tonight, making holes wherever Coach Ray wants one to be, and the running back, Luther Tucker, is just finding it and running right through it.
On the flip side, Terry, 110 yards rushing allowed by the defense, but 3 sacks. Of Landon West. This isn't a team that throws a lot, so when he's dropping back, the Panther front's getting to him.
Yeah, and, one key stat is 110 yards rushing. This offense has rushed for over 3,000 yards on the season, averaging 300 a game, and the Panthers on schedule to wreck that. And, man, how about spreading the ball? We were talking about spreading the ball around, Chase Cobb spreading the ball around. How about this? Maddox Davis, 4 catches for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elias Payne, 5 catches, 72 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then Carson Collett, 2 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown.
Very efficient. Kaysen and his coffee have made their way to the sideline for a chat with Brad Harris.
Coach, we got here, we're warmed up, got coffee, we're feeling good. Your take on the first half, 40-7, 40 points from Chase Cobb, running the offense. What do you think?
We like it.
Come on.
All right, we're in good shape right now. We took 2 plays off on defense that hurt us.
Yeah.
All right, we talked about that at halftime. Try to get that right in the second half, keep it rolling, but we're real proud of how Chase is playing. How the offense, we're so explosive. A lot more explosive than I think they gave us credit for.
Yeah.
But we're ready here to finish it, try to get this clock going here in just a minute, get the opening kickoff. So we're excited about where we're at, but we're not content. We're not done yet.
Come on. Let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
We're excited with where we are, but we're not content.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is that a proverb?
Case, did you warm up at halftime?
I feel really, really good right now. This coffee's hitting, a little bit of caffeine in me.
Yeah.
I'll start jumping and dancing here in a second.
Stacy came up here with a old school toboggan.
Yeah.
With the puffball on top.
Yeah.
And even inside, Kaysen, we jokingly said she might replace you as sideline guy, primarily because she came dressed.
Yeah,
for a 40-degree night.
She was dressed appropriately.
I got to say, Kaysen would look really good with one of those toboggans.
He really would. That would actually suit him, and I know he's got one.
I was just about to say, I got one at the house.
I know you do.
Hey, FCA Swag has got some swag, so I can bring that out next game. Hey, Justin Bethel's here. Let's go.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Let me get this in real quick. The Christmas tree lighting ceremony will be Sunday, December 1 at 5:30 at Owens Mooney Park. I saw them getting the tree set yesterday down there. That will kick off a month of small-town Christmas events. After the lighting ceremony, the ice skating rink, which I believe went down this week as well.
Yeah, they were working on it all week.
Will open at the Farmers Market. It is free, but you do need to register for a time slot through the Parks Department. Also, all veterans, you are invited to serve as Grand Marshals at the Saline Christmas Parade on Monday, December 2nd. If you are a veteran, Terry, you can go down to C.W. Lewis Stadium and be a part of a group of veterans that can walk or ride the parade route as Grand Marshals. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Absolutely. Go Army.
So for more information on all Christmas events, holiday events, and everything going on in the city of Benton, the Parks and Rec Department, go to Benton Proud on Facebook. As Lake Hamilton will kick off, Benton will receive and defend the south goal here to open the third quarter. And it sounds like Brad Harris has designs on a quick score and a running clock, Dio.
That is exactly what he's got in mind. And, I wouldn't mind it.
So it looks like Carson Collett and Elias Payne back deep. Elias going to field it at the 4. Now it's O'Marcus fields it back at the 4. And O'Marcus has been watching too many games on TV, running with that mouthpiece dangling out to the 22-yard line. So Benton's got 78 yards to get the running clock going.
And we need to get a better chin strap, too, guys. O'Marcus losing his helmet again.
It's twice tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did that dangling chin strap fad begin?
Well, they don't, you don't have to have it in anymore. You just have to have it on you. It's the rules are going out the window for some stuff.
How about Q getting a look right here as Q bangs up to the 30-yard line. And it doesn't matter who runs behind that offensive line tonight.
Wondering what that flag was for. Though. Had to be a hold.
Looked like a downfield hold.
Yep.
Holding, he hits the Panthers, 10-yard penalty.
So it wipes out. Nice run by Quentin Godley on first down. Will back the Panthers up to the 12-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 20. Looks like Chase Cobb just Nate Becked him.
Dead ball, offsides, 5-yard penalty against Lake
Got 5 of it back.
Yeah. Throw it out to Elias. Here he goes. Rouse and Fabian Garcia make the tackle at the 28-yard line.
Well, that got back another 10 of it, so now it's 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5. Second. They keep messing with the marker.
Payne, Davis, and Koulis split wide to the right. Pump fake. Throw, sets up the screen to Quentin. Quentin waiting on Madison Hurd to throw a block downfield. Quentin going to carry all the way up to the 47. That's a gain of 20 and a first down.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say it. If there's a better offensive line in the state of Arkansas, I want to see it. These guys are fantastic.
You're sure playing great tonight as Cobb looks downfield, throws on the run, and a diving attempt by Carson Collett couldn't hold on to it. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Just a bit outside, Jim.
Yeah.
Just a bit outside. Man, what an effort by Collett.
Yeah.
Laying out for that.
There goes Peyton McNeely. Walking right in front of us.
It's that little misdirection to Quentin Godley. Nice play by Dawson Trott to make the tackle at midfield, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
Man, that was a fantastic tackle by that senior. And Quentin is hard to get down.
Yeah, he doesn't usually go down with one guy.
Got Carson split to the near side. Payne, Davis, and Koulis to the far side. 3rd down, looking for Collett. Throw, catch is made. Jackson's going to tackle him, but not before Panthers pick up another first down on an 18-yard gain from Cobb to Collett.
Boy, that little route he ran right there, that little inside out cornerback bit on the inside and just slides right out. Collett makes himself, open. That was such a good play.
That's a flag all the way across the field.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that.
Over on the Lake Hamilton sideline, and an eligible man downfield. Going to wipe out that first down and bring it back. Wow.
Ineligible receiver downfield against the Panthers.
One of the linemen must have slipped out or something. Or maybe it was an alignment problem.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 following the penalty, back to the 45-yard line. Hello to Callie, Josiah, and Sawyer on their way back from Searcy. Got the Panthers streaming in the car on the ride home. Empty gun now for Cobb, who throws. Collett makes the catch, and a first down. So back them up, and the two connect and move the chains anyway.
Yeah, they caught him on that slant, and just great stride, really, by Collett, just outrunning both defenders.
Yeah, I like that play design, too. They had Maddox Davis running deep, which really kind of confused the safety. The safety is the one who needed to squat on that route, but he couldn't leave Maddox uncovered, so he had to go deep, and that broke it wide open.
Fake to Quentin, throw it out to Maddox. Maddox is loose. He's going to pick up a first down. Say he was out of bounds at the 21. Hagan Tyler on the credited with the tackle. Gain of 14 and another Benton first down.
Benton going with a hurry up.
Out to Elias. Boy, that play's worked wonders tonight, and it's going to work for another first down to the 10-yard line. And there's a flag that comes in as frustration after the tackle by Kanan Crooks. And Crooks is going to get an escort to the sideline. The sportsmanlike on Lake Hamilton. These guys don't mess around when it comes to anything after the whistle, do they?
No, they do not.
So Panthers back in the red zone, trying to score again. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns so far, trying to keep it perfect on the night. It's Koulis, motions to the near side. Cobb takes a snap, fakes to Q, wide open, Koulis. And be careful, Bronson. he did a little two-step. There's a little choreographed celebration, and the Panthers up 46-7.
It's good to see Bronson get that touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that play call too. He slipped into the end zone wide open.
Honeycutt on for the extra point. Doesn't kick it as far, kicks it high, kicks it good. 47-7, Benton, 8:51 as the cannon fires. And Terry, your ROTC getting a workout tonight on those push-ups.
Yeah, they're going to look like Popeye before the night's over.
Well, one of my team members, Laura Birch, her son Chris is out there. He's part of the push-up crew tonight. We were talking about that today. I said, "You gonna be there? You gonna be at the game tonight, sitting out there in the cold?" And
Panther strong.
Yeah.
So Koulis, guys, officially on the season. Kaysen, your goofy goober. He's only got 2 official catches, but both were for touchdowns. So very efficient, huh?
Well, he scores 6 points a catch, so that's pretty solid.
Exactly. And as soon as Honeycutt kicks us off, the clock will run as the Panthers have got it to a 40-point lead at 47-7.
Well, Jim, it's not 31-0, but it's just as good.
Yeah.
Woo.
Tyson Jordan is not hurt anymore, guys, as he makes a tackle and a flag thrown about 30 yards behind the play.
Yeah, he threw that from the 50.
Yeah.
His arm's hurt. He had to throw that flag a ways. That'll back Lake Hamilton up.
Yeah, flag on Lake Hamilton will back it up. Hey, want everybody to make sure you have checked out the Benton Touchdown Club Facebook page, because conference championship T-shirts are now for sale.
Oh, yeah.
They're being produced by Stated. They are on sale through Sunday, December 1st. So if you would like to go online and order one, go to the Benton Touchdown Club Facebook page to place your order, and they will be produced beginning on Monday, December 2nd. Deadline to order is Sunday, December 1st.
The remainder of the game will be played under the sportsmanship rule.
Thinking a long sleeve tee would be in order tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I've got Lake Hamilton people that I know texting me saying that they're watching the game. So my friend Jen Eubanks and her husband are at home watching the Lake Hamilton Benton game. She said, "Are you doing the commentary? Because it sure sounds like you." Yes, ma'am, that's me.
Yes.
Into the third quarter, Bryant up 45-0 over Cabot.
As expected.
Yep.
Shiloh's up 56-7 at half. Good night. Oh, and Rusty Davis, another one of our former coaches, him and Drew Bennett are at home watching the game. I'll have to get on to them for not coming out in the cold.
Rusty and Drew, they get out in the cold in baseball season.
They do.
I mean, February, and it's howling and 25 wind chill. They're not going to miss that. Why aren't they here?
Well, fireplace, TV. I mean, pretty good spot to watch a game.
Well, there's a good one going on in 7A. Pulaski Academy 18, Fayetteville 17.
Oh, wow.
Second quarter.
Second down 10.
So a hold against Lake Hamilton declined. Second down and 10, Wolves at the 22. Give off to Murphy. Murphy's going to pick up a couple of yards. Ty Mattia tackle for the Panthers, as well as Dominic Roy. Dominic's having a good game tonight. So is Mattia with a sack.
Yeah, that defensive front, I mean, they've been battling all night long. Really, those guys, again, they don't always get a ton of credit because they're not always on the tackle charts, but by God, they've made some tackles tonight.
Third down. They tried to slip a little inside trap, and no chance.
That defense was having none of it. Western Monson was ready.
Yeah, you had Hicks, Monson, and Dominic Roy combining for that tackle. They just blew that up in the backfield. That's one of those tackle every.
Yes. Yeah. They ran the little double handoff, and Weston was waiting on it.
No soup for you. Sorry. That's what that made me think of.
That was the loudest chuckle of the year from Aaron, our audio guy. So fourth down, Hayden Barton's backing up as Lake Hamilton delay of game trying to punt it away. So Lake Hamilton's kind of losing their umph here, down 47-7 with 5:20 and counting to go. Third quarter brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank. And I'm telling you, if you have not been inside the bank downtown, the old Benton State Bank building that Regions took over, our good friend Ashton Adcock, and the folks at Merchants and Farmers Bank have redone that downtown building, and it is immaculate inside.
Yeah, I need to go down and see that.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Ashton and his team do such a great job.
Well, the broadcast comes in great in Kingsland, apparently, because Luke Woodard's down there. Drake's dad is down there watching us from deer camp. I mean, we got lots of people watching all over the place.
Pass out to Maddox. Pancake block by Elias. And now a flag comes in late.
That was super late.
Yeah.
Who was he throwing that on?
The referee was 10 yards downfield and dropped the flag. And
I don't know how that was a hold. I was watching both of those blocks.
He's like, I don't know who did it, but they got a face mask. Okay.
Yeah.
5-yard incidental. So
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, Elias is going to get in the pancake category, guys.
Yeah, and Bronson Koulis was downfield too. Great job downfield blocking by both of those guys.
So 15 yards on the pickup, add 5 on with the face mask. Flip it out to Quentin Godley, and there goes Q up the sideline. Touchdown for the senior. Quentin Godley scores, and his fellow seniors race into the end zone to celebrate with him. It's 54-7 Panthers.
That's great. I love it when a senior gets to score in the playoffs or gets a big play in the playoffs. That's just, those are memories that they take with them the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
Great job by Q getting on the outside and getting up the field.
And I'm not sure Justin Ray just didn't hurt him as they celebrated on the sideline with one of those high hip checks.
Yeah.
Q hit the turf and Justin landed on his feet. So you get Justin out of the press box and he goes down there and loses all sense of normalcy. Kaysen, where's Kaysen? Did he go to the fireplace?
No, fireplace and patio. He's going home.
He's down there talking to Landon
I got
Jackson.
Landon Jackson and Walter Hicks wondering why Landon didn't have 2 interceptions and 10-plus tackles because I'm losing. And he's trying to give me an excuse about that right now.
Okay. Well, ask Walter if he got 12.
I'm just kidding. Hey, did you get 12 tackles? Did you know you were going for 350? He knew it.
Hey, tell him his brother has him for 11.
Your brother's got you for 11. You want to go in one more play?
I'm going in. I got another drive.
One more drive. All right, he's hitting 350.
All right.
Well, he does have next week, too.
Well, we got Isaac Hill for 5. He needed 4 to hit 100, so puts Isaac over the century mark this year as Honeycutt's kickoff. Boy, he's been consistent right there around the 5 tonight as Dylan Smith going to return it, bounces it outside. He got around O'Marcus.
Honeycutt's going to take him down, though.
Honeycutt just waits for those opportunities, man.
And then he's a decleater.
Yeah, he loves contact. I love it.
So good return for Dylan Smith to the Benton 45-yard line. Panthers lead at 54-7. The clock runs with Benton up 44 in the sportsmanship rule. West going to drop back, just throw it downfield for Vandy. No chance as Trey Stewart heading blanketed, 2nd and 10.
And you hear the term wearing them like a glove.
Yeah.
Wow. Trey Stewart was absolutely inside his jersey on that.
Trey has been an awesome cover corner this year.
He has been. Yeah, our secondary was a little suspect early in the year. It seemed like they weren't sure on who they were supposed to be covering, where they were supposed to be, but they have rectified that issue kind of after the Jonesboro game.
Yeah.
Ball's on the ground.
Came out. Yeah.
Terry, you called for a strip.
Was that Tyson or Nick Wright that forced the fumble? I believe Lake Hamilton came up with it. I think Nick Wright may have forced that fumble as we get a replay here.
Tyson Jordan's protesting. Looks like Nick Wright was the one that punched it out.
Third down 4.
Well,
Stripped it.
Black belt, Eagle Scout, add stripper to the list. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That's terrible.
That's in the third
I
quarter.
rescind that remark. I apologize.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Oh, me. Welcome back to the Palace as we
still recovering.
all trying to regain our composure here as we go to the fourth quarter. Kaysen, do you want to save us from this?
Really sad I didn't get to experience that because I was distracted talking to somebody else. But yeah, we'll move on. So the Benton Panthers, we got Landon Jackson taking down number 44. All right, that's good.
Yeah, you want to do play-by-play for a second?
well, I was letting you guys recover. The fans still got to know.
Thank you.
So who's a what? No, I'm kidding. I guess go.
Well, that was a great tackle by Landon Jackson right there on Dylan Murphy. I'm sorry, not Dylan Murphy, but
Dylan Murphy.
Was it Dylan Murphy or it was Hayden Barton? I think it was Barton. But great open field tackle to set up this fourth down.
Fourth down, give to Barton. And he cut right inside.
Ooh, I don't know if he made that.
This guy's giving him the guy on the far side's giving a way better spot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
the guy on the far side.
There's no way he got there.
A full extra yard and a half spot.
Not even close.
Let's get the replay on that deal. Well, there's the line. See if the forward progress. Well,
no way.
He didn't get to the one.
They give him the 34, first down for Lake Hamilton. Yeah, I had bad deja vu last Friday at Lake Hamilton every time Dylan Murphy ran the football.
Yeah, well, that's what just threw me off. I don't know why I hadn't caught that all night. I mean, I read the two deep, but I forget Dylan Murphy was a Benton Panther in the past.
So having to call Dylan Murphy on the other team as a little scat back. That doesn't seem right with the Dylan Murphy we knew. As they hand it off to Barton, and Barton's going to have a first down to the 21.
Hayden Martin was tackled by 82.
Well, when they get that lead block out, and Benton has done a good job of standing that lead block up all night and kind of jamming up the line of scrimmage, but when they get that lead block to land, that's when they get their most successful runs.
First down, they're going to hand it off to Weeks on that double handoff. It's going to be down to the 17 on a gain of 4.
Carson Jackson was tackled by Isaac Hill.
I mean, you can see you really do on defense. You've got to play your responsibility because you can't be a hero on this defense when it comes to trying to chase down the ball because where you think it's going, it's probably not.
Second down and 6. They give it on a jet sweep, and boy, the Panthers were waiting on that. He broke a tackle from Jay Thomas, but not Mattia.
That was that's Cade Llewellyn, isn't it? 23.
Oh, it is Llewellyn. Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, Llewellyn blew that play up.
He did, and he took on basically 2 blockers, one of them being an offensive lineman, and still was able to make the play. It was a headsy play.
As Walter comes to the sideline. 3rd down and 7 for Lake Hamilton. They fake the jet sweep. West drops back. He's being pressured, and he is snowed under back at the 32 by a couple of sophomores, Bryson Mattia and Avian Beard.
Boy, great pressure. And I thought he was going to try to throw it away or throw underneath.
I did too. He just kept going backwards.
Held onto the ball, kept running backwards. And the fact was, he wasn't outrunning those defensive linemen.
So the PDC with 4 sacks tonight. That one a big loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down and 19 for the Wolves. They operate out of the shotgun, and West is just going to air it out. He's got a receiver open. Jackson touchdown. As Jackson got behind O'Marcus King and scored, and now a flag comes in very late after the score.
I wonder what that's going to be.
He's picking
sideline warning.
Sideline warning against Lake Hamilton.
Well, it's inconsequential at this point, but kind of just want to see the defensive dominance continue.
54-13. Panthers lead it, and Tristan Morales will be on for the extra point. Snap, they get the hold down, and Morales' PAT sneaks over. And good, 54-14 with 6:50 to go. Let's take a 30-second break on the Benton Football Network.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Fourth quarter brought to you by the Red Truck guys, Jones Heat and Air. We've had Daniel Turbofield with us tonight. We've had Wes Grant and his family. Appreciate Brian O'Neill and all the awesome folks at Jones. A lot of furnaces going on in Saline County the last couple of nights.
I turned my heat on this week.
Yeah.
But it's that weird time of year where you turn it on at night, but then you better turn it off during the day because it gets warm.
In fact, I think Sunday is supposed to be 73 again with a low of 61. So cold going to be short-lived as O'Marcus going to run it back. Nice seam. O'Marcus gets outside of Dylan Smith over midfield and into Lake Hamilton territory. They're going to give him the 40-yard line. So 5 minutes to go. Benton leading 54-14.
Number 34.
We'll see what Brad Harris, Justin Ray, and the crew have in mind here for the Panthers with a comfortable 40-point lead.
I want y'all to look at that.
Yeah, O'Marcus is down with a cramp, and you got a Lake Hamilton player helping him out.
Cramp, and you got number 14, Carson Jackson, over there helping him out. That's sportsmanship. Good for you, Carson Jackson.
Well, you know, these Benton and Lake Hamilton boys are pretty familiar with each other. They've been playing each other since 4th grade. So,
the PDFL?
Yeah. Lake Hamilton's been in the same league, and so these guys get some familiarity with each other over the years. And sometimes familiarity can breed contempt. But it was not displayed there. That was some good sportsmanship.
Oh, Marcus has got the I've got a cramp walk
he does
going on. Just because it's cold doesn't mean you can cut back on the hydration, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And man, those things hurt.
Oh, especially in that calf when that thing gets to locking up.
So Corey Anderson and John Curtis Barger is in. That's Easton Snellings, the freshman. Carrying down to the 27, and a flag came flying in late. Emery Moore is in at running back. Carter Harris, the senior, getting some time at wide receivers. Caleb Johnson is going to check in and replace Pilk at center. Jackson Kendrick still in there at right tackle, and Snelling's good run is going to be added to. Foul on Lake Hamilton, going to move it down to the 24.
Was that a face mask?
Incidental.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
One of the things that we were talking about in the break was how much depth the Panthers are getting to build.
Yes.
As Emery gets a carry, running tough down to the 14-yard line, and should be close to a first down. Seth Ochoa is in there at right guard. Caleb Johnson is now the center. Brody James is the left guard. Still got Madison Hurd at left tackle and Jackson Kendricks at right tackle.
Good to see Seth Ochoa out there. He'd been kind of dinged up.
First down, give it to Emery coming wide. Emery trying to keep his balance. Going to be tackled by Dawson Tride at the 14-yard line, and Emery a little slow to get up. He rolls over and going to be checked on by Brad Harris.
Guess they're stopping clocks on injuries now.
I don't think anybody knows exactly what the rule is.
Every place we've played, it's done differently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Clock's running now, though.
So on the offensive line, Brad Harris emptying his bench here with the Panthers up 54-14. Hand it off to Henderson again, and he's breaking tackles down to the 8-yard line.
Carter Knowles was tackled by Hagen Tyler.
That's a good hard run.
You get your chance, you want to make the most of it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Panthers. And Benton is going to practice on Thanksgiving Day for the 8th time in the last 11 years.
Yep.
3 years in a row, and those 8 times, Benton is 3-4 on Black Friday football games. It's time to even that up, make it 500 next week, guys.
I'm just ready for that breakfast buffet.
Ooh.
I made the mistake last time of waiting until all the players went through. It's not a good move. They ate all the protein. They left all the cinnamon rolls. There was a gazillion cinnamon rolls. It's the last thing this guy needs.
So the moms will be preparing the feast for Thanksgiving morning. And the Panthers will practice at 8 a.m. You'll need to come out to the indoor complex. That's a lot of fun every year, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of become a Benton tradition.
A Thanksgiving tradition.
I remember back to when Brad Harris was appointed head coach, he said, I want to be a program that practices on Thanksgiving Day. He's done a great job delivering that in his 9 years.
Well, when you set that intention, you live up to it. So they have for the most part.
And while we're celebrating success, guys, Panthers going to go for the field goal. And Garrett Honeycutt boots it through. So good for him. Second field goal of the season. Goes up 57-14. Tonight's win, Terry, is win number 29 for this senior class, making them the winningest class in a 3-year span in Benton history.
Well, and, you know, honestly, this may be the most complete team that I can remember with all the years that we've been broadcasting. This team is a very complete team. with a lot of players that share the ball, and just you really that offense, you just can't cover them. There are just too many weapons.
Yeah, you can't cover them all. That's for sure. and you can't put your focus on one guy, because then they'll just go elsewhere. Really forces a defense to have to come up with multiple answers. And that's hard to do in high school.
Yeah. But I think back to the feeling after the Jonesboro win, when the penalties were just piling up and the wins were coming, but they had a certain ugliness to them.
Yeah.
And Brad Harris said, I promise you we will get this fixed.
And he did.
And it started with up downs on the sideline at Sylvan Hills. Guys, you remember that?
Sure do.
And the discipline and efficiency of that team from that point forward.
Total different team.
Totally different ball game. As the clock is ticking down on this one, and Benton is going to sail into the semifinal. It's Dylan Murphy going to get a final carry, and that's it, as Connor Stevens, I believe, was on the tackle. Panthers win it tonight, 57-14. We're going to take a break and come back with our Neo Home Loans Panther postgame show, and it'll be a happy one as Benton defeats Lake Hamilton 57-14.
Is there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Speaking of. Panther fans, this is Jim Gardner. You probably recognize my voice from watching Benton football, but there is something I love more than talking about the Panthers, and that is sharing the love of Jesus Christ. I'd like to invite you to worship with us on Sunday at 10 a.m. at Northside Church of Christ, located next door to Saline Memorial Hospital. I want to share with you about the God who knows all about you and loves you anyway. For more information, go to northsidecfc.info. CTS Services is an industrial service company providing vacuum truck services, high-pressure water blasting, and large roll-off dumpsters. CTS, in partnership with Recycle Saline, hosts a hazardous household waste drop-off once per quarter. CTS is always looking to add great members to our team. We offer competitive pay, health and retirement benefits, and great people to work with. CTS is proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Give them a call at 501-778-4535.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Needing to sell your house or looking for your dream home, Scott Cobb and his team at Trim and Ball Real Estate will make it happen. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Scott will guide you every step of the way. Scott has been selling real estate in Saline County and beyond since 1996. He prides himself in building a relationship with his clients and caring for them like family. He knows the market, he knows the neighborhoods, and more importantly, he knows what it takes to get you the best deal. Give Scott a call today at 501-351-2622. Trim and Ball Real Estate, where you're more than just a transaction.
It is a happy group of Benton Panther cheerleaders and football players and coaches and fans as Benton dismantled Lake Hamilton tonight, 57-14. And as Coach Harris visits with his squad, they've got another week together.
Yeah.
And it will be a week out of classes, Thanksgiving break. They'll be able to concentrate solely and fully on football next week, Dio.
Well, I know that the kids are obviously excited to have time off of school, but, I think this team feels a certain destiny about themselves, and it seems like they've gotten more and more focused as the season has gone on. As the challenges have gotten bigger, this team seems to elevate its level of play. And I have a feeling they're going to have a really good week of practice. Shiloh's a great team, but they've only got a week to prepare for this Benton team, same as we've got, and it's really not even a full week because you're not going to get a full practice on Thursday. You got 3 days to prep. So I'm looking forward to what Benton's going to bring to the table Friday.
The CTS Industrial Services Panther postgame show will have our Neo Home Loans MVPs momentarily. Terry, the Panthers took care of business from the start tonight, and it was a very efficient offense. It was a run-stuffing defense. Just both sides of the football. Impressed.
Yeah, both sides of the football, and I'll start with shout out to the defense, man. I'm so proud of those guys. Just shut them down. And Chase Cobb, 19 of 24 for 339 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Big night.
Yeah.
Big night.
Yeah. Very impressive. Kaysen's got Coach Harris.
All right, Coach. Great night. Great win against what we consider maybe a little bit of a rival, I guess, maybe, kind of. Yeah, I would think that. And I think it was a great win all around, offense, defense. What is just give me your thoughts, second half, the whole game?
Real proud of our guys, the way they practiced this week and the way they played with a lot of focus, a lot of energy. We probably had one of the better weeks of practice. I was pretty tough on them Tuesday. I told them they didn't practice real well, and they actually practiced pretty solid. But you got to squeeze every inch of them you can, But I was real proud of how they practiced all week. We got to have another great week this week. We're playing during Thanksgiving week. All right, we want that to be the standard around here. And, we're still just trying to compete with 6A West teams right now, and I don't know which one it's going to be. But all I know is they're coming to our place, and we're pretty tough right here if we can play like that.
Come on now.
Yep.
Come on. So some of the guys just stand out. I think Chase Cobb coming in, as a sophomore quarterback,
right.
Doing his thing. Luther, Tucker. What about the offensive line like this game?
Man, I'm telling you what, the offensive line played phenomenal tonight. Just dominated the line of scrimmage. Luther ran the ball extremely tough. I mean, just a phenomenal night by them, man. I'm just so proud of them. Defensively, we gave up 3 plays. 3 plays all night, that was a phenomenal effort. So just real proud of those guys, okay?
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Man.
There we go.
Yeah, he looked like he's ready to move on from you.
I mean,
You're cold.
He's ready for a doubleheader.
He's ready to see his family.
Oh, is that? Yeah, Coach Harris does have family from Missouri that made the trip down tonight. So
he didn't want to talk to the Goober McGavin crew.
Exactly. Kaysen, how about your final thoughts before you go find a warm spot?
Yeah, same thing what Coach just said. I think we played tough. It's going to be hard to come in here next week, whoever we play, and come in here. Chase plays great. I think Drew, if he is gets back, he's going to be able to come in the same way. And defense played phenomenal. Just all-around great effort, fun environment. Even as these guys were huddled back up, you can just tell they're having a real good time together. So it's a fun time, fun season.
Absolutely. So, Jonathan, you got the final stats?
Let's go MVPs while we're waiting on the stats.
Okay.
And Jim, during the break, you kind of brought it up, and I think we all unanimously agreed that what really showed tonight was the offensive line's performance, just an all-around dominating performance. I mean, we moved the ball on the ground when we wanted to. We kept Chase Cobb from getting chased around. There was 0 sacks allowed. I don't even know that there was a hurry that I can remember. Offensive line I think would be a good unanimous choice. And then we started talking about the defense. And Terry, when you looked at the tackle chart, I mean, it was a big night for the D-line.
Absolutely big night.
And Walter Hicks, he always has a big stat line. Jay Thomas had another good night. Nick Wright playing down in that end position really helped.
Forcing a fumble,
giving some legs to that. So, we talked about this. It's an O-line, D-line kind of night. They both set the tone for both sides of the ball.
Absolutely agree 100%. And look, there were some big nights from some of the playmakers too. but all of that was set up because of how dominant both sides of the line of scrimmage was. And also, it's important for fans to remember that it was the key focus going into this game was whoever won in the trench was going to win tonight, and it was a dominating performance by both sides of the ball for the Benton Panthers.
The offensive key to victory, Terry, was keep the quarterback protected. The O-line did that, and how Dio, your defensive key to victory was get them out of their comfort zone, and they looked uncomfortable because of that D-line all night.
All night long. Yeah, the defense did a phenomenal job. And when the defensive line wasn't making the tackle, I mean, we did record a few tackles for Isaac Hill and Landon Jackson, some of the safeties, but for the most part, it was either the D-line or the linebackers making the tackle, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your defense.
And Henry's integrity comes through. He's got little brother for 11 tackles when he needed 12 for 350. So something tells me Walter will get that next week, one tackle away.
I don't think that's a doubt at all.
Yeah, so going to write his name into the record book of Benton football. So, all right, guys, final stats here as Jonathan has them for us. And, this is 2 times in a row Lake Hamilton's come in here for a playoff game and been held under 200 yards rushing. They came in averaging 298. Panthers hold them 150 below average.
Well, and not only that, in 2022, it was 162 yards on 38 carries. This defense on 40 carries limited them to 146, and they had a couple of big plays. I mean, take away the 2 big running plays that they had. We're not going to talk about the pass play, but that's really the bulk of those yards. That was 40 yards of that, or 41 of the 71 yards. So you take away those 3 plays, and they're at probably 100 yards total rushing and 30 yards passing.
And to show the discomfort, 2 of 11 on third down. Panthers forced them into 3rd and longs, and we're able to shut them down. Terry, on the offensive side that you keep an eye on, how about a 505-yard night offensively?
Yeah, 43 plays, 505 yards, and 339 in the air. And Luther Tucker had 131 yards on the game. He had that in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He didn't carry the ball in the second half. And, or otherwise he's probably 200 plus if he totes the ball in the second half. And so just a phenomenal job by all phases of the game tonight. Even the kicking game, kicking a cold ball. And I was like, we're so used to the ball sailing into the end zone on kickoffs, but it was cold tonight, and that ball wasn't sailing as far, and still had a great job by the kickoff team.
Kick coverage was outstanding, as it has been all year long. So the Shallow Christian Saints are going to come to town next week, and I don't know if you guys have watched any huddle on them, but they are going to bring the most unique, unorthodox defense we've ever seen. They will stand up 11 guys. They'll line them up 3-4 yards off the ball, and they will take off at the snap, and you don't know who's going where. It's very, very unique.
Brad Harris had a version of that several years ago. I'm thinking 16, 17 maybe. Where the defensive line would do that, and they would move around on certain plays. But they didn't do it all the time like you're talking.
Yeah, but Shallow will do it all the whole game.
Yeah.
So,
well, and they've got one of the best running backs in the state too. So it'll be an interesting matchup next week for sure.
It will be. And the Panthers, the kryptonite the last 2 years has been that Black Friday game. And we have seen 2 of the best high school football games the last 2 years on Black Friday at Greenwood in 22, Little Rock Christian here last year. I know that's a hump this team's ready to cross.
Yeah. Well, and this is a great year to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get some South End Zone magic next week.
May need to shake it up. So, all right, Terry, final thoughts tonight.
Just really proud of the team, proud of the guys that stepped in the gap, filled roles of starters, played deep, and just executed. Everyone seemed to be locked in after having a week off, and I'm excited for what proves to be a fantastic ball game next week. Shiloh Christian's a very good football team, and that should be a very good football game on the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Mountain Home will go to Greenwood next Friday, and Shiloh Christian will come here, and those 4 teams will battle for 2 spots in the state championship game. Dio, your final thoughts?
Well, this is why we play the game, is to get to this part of the year. So Benton appears to be peaking at just the right time. And I loved hearing Coach Harris talk about the week of practice, because that was that's been a sore spot with the coaches, is that this group is not as fond of practice as they would like them to be, but you can tell they're taking this playoff run seriously. They want to face ideally you would expect a Greenwood team in the finals. So I expect them to be pretty serious Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in preparation for that. Excited to see what they bring to the table Friday.
And then Thursday, you'll want to come out and enjoy a very fun Thursday Thanksgiving morning with football practice and a breakfast buffet like you've never seen in your life in the indoor complex after the practice is over. Before then, though, we'd love to have you join us Monday night at 6:30 for a playoff edition of Panther Live at Lost Pizza. That'll be Monday at 6:30. We'll hear Brad Harris's summary of tonight's win and get a preview of next Friday's semifinal matchup with Shiloh Christian. And we're going to have to figure out who we're going to interview when we've got all the offensive linemen and D linemen. We might have an arm wrestling contest to see or something, you know?
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. So, but our offensive line and defensive line, very deserving as our Neo Home Loans MVPs tonight. Our next broadcast will be 1 week from tonight as the Panthers host the Shiloh Christian Saints with a spot in the state championship game at stake. Most of all, Panther fans, we need you who are not leaving town for the holiday to pack the palace and make next Friday uncomfortable for our guests from Northwest Arkansas. But we do know with the Thanksgiving holiday, a lot of you will be out of town and you can't make it. So you can catch our live broadcast beginning with the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show at 6:30 before kickoff at 7. Really need a big crowd, really need to pack the palace, and really need to cheer on the Panthers in a big semifinal matchup next week. As has been the case all season, we are blessed again tonight with an outstanding job by our M&M crew. For Matt Johnson, who had to do a little troubleshooting while on vacation today. Mason Woolbright as well for his help this afternoon. Jonathan Webb did an awesome job tonight directing and engineering. Aaron Garrett on audio. Our cameras tonight were manned by Chase Bowden, Evan Garrett, and Tyler Story. For Terry Benham, Henry Hicks, Kason Mertens, Rob Pepper, and Dio Vanucci, I'm Jim Gardner. I appreciate so much you joining us tonight for Benton Panther playoff football. Today, as always, it's a great day to be a Fighting Panther. Tonight's final score, the Benton Panthers 57, the Lake Hamilton Wolves 14. Until we greet you again right here next Friday for the semifinal game with Shiloh Christian, I hope you have a wonderfully blessed Thanksgiving. Good night, God bless, and go Benton.